Dave, what's up, brother?
Good.
Dave.
I mean, nothing. It's so funny. We just talked for like an hour beforehand, and then as soon as the camera turns on, we're like, anyways, hi, how are you?
I know. Because we're like, I feel like we just have we just talk.
I know.
And it's like kind of like just natural, you know?
I know.
And then the producer's like, oh yeah, you can start whenever you want.
I know.
It's like, we just get into it.
Well, dude, say what we were fucking talking about. Fucking OxyContin in the early 2000s, dude. The good times. We're talking about that. We're gonna get into that. Is that good? Is that good subject material?
I mean, it's real.
It is real.
This podcast is about real shit. So, you know, I'll try to be at least. I mean, well, according to you, not my hoodie, because you.
Yeah, dude, you legit don't know how to read, and you're wearing that. It's a pretty fucking good move, though, around here. Dude, I hate it around here, kind of. I just realized. I went to a coffee shop before this, and I was infuriated.
Why?
I went on Newbury Street. There's like a bookstore. It's also a coffee shop. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
We do.
The worst. Trident bookstore.
Bro. Dude, I'm the type of guy that like, if you could like legit, I could be in traffic and you could like drive your car into me going like 40 miles an hour and I like wouldn't care. Like I legit would be like, it's all good, bro. If a waiter doesn't say their name to me or like make eye contact, I get infuriated.
So you're like me, bro. So customer service is a big thing.
It's just like decent, like just be a fucking human being. I think everyone in this coffee shop, I think everyone has I think they have autism. Like I think everyone.
I think you said, I think me and like Nick talk about this a lot, which is there's just like an epidemic of like not being present.
Yeah.
Like it's just, I don't know what it is.
It's crazy.
And then they're looking at you as if you're the problem.
Yeah.
And you're giving them money.
Yeah, dude. It's first off, no.
It's like what?
It's one of those places where like you do like the QR code, and then you order on your phone. It's the worst. So you don't speak to a server, right? And then you order on your phone and you go to pay, and it automatically puts the tip at 22%. Dude, I tipped 6%. I was like, I'm not.
Right.
Why am I? I haven't met anyone yet.
Right.
The hostess looked at me. I walked in and she looked at me, and I just didn't say anything. And so I started to walk to a table.
Right.
And I was like, can I seat myself? And she goes, yeah, you can sit over there. And she went like that.
See,
I was like, dude, I'll stab everyone in here.
I will tell you this.
I'll turn this coffee shop into a fucking bloodbath now.
I think we had a episode where me and Nick talked about just like that whole thing of just like the whole not being like available, not being present, not being nice. Nick doesn't fuck around. Like he'll just leave. Like,
what are you? Are you Lebanese?
Yeah.
All right, me too. I'll have a little Lebanese in me.
I Lebanese and Italian.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Irish.
And Irish. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's fucking. We're weird, dude.
It's the just observe with your eyes and then tell me your name.
Yeah.
And then we're good. And we can start this interaction.
We're fine.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's
I've been in
insane.
that bookstore many a times.
It was nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
I'm
just.
No, but wait, before no one knows what Lebanese is.
No.
Like, not even Lebanese. Like, dude, not even Lebanese. My mom's part Lebanese. Dude, I swear to God, one of my I have a very early memory. Right after 9/11 happened, my mom pulls me aside and she goes, don't tell anyone you're Lebanese for a while. And even back then, I was like, dude, Lebanese people didn't do this. You have no idea.
Nobody has any idea
Right.
how European Lebanon is.
Yeah,
they were like occupied by France or
like
colonized by France.
It's like a
the
Christian
80s.
Middle Eastern country.
So do you?
It's like Worcester.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah,
it's like Worcester.
Same murder rate, everything.
So you're you're Italian, like mainly, right? Like
like half
Italian. Yeah. So do you?
But I'm not like my grandparents on the side were like, my grandmother was like very Italian, like religious and like whatever. But
really? Okay.
But like I'm not like heavy. I'm not like fucking make Sunday gravy every week or anything.
Right.
No.
I'm so jealous because you got the last name.
I know.
The last name is super
huge.
Italian.
I know. Thank God. Thank God I don't have a fucking disgusting Arabic sounding. I would have never gotten a job, dude.
Well, I kind of have a Arabic name, so like it's
true.
Yeah. Sorry for it being disgusting.
Yours is Sorry for
That's how you have to wear the Notre Dame. You have to
yeah.
compensate by being
if
like,
you guys want to keep going and talking on podcast, that's fine. Like
My bad, my
God,
bad.
fuck the cut to the chase is
My
not even
bad,
here.
dude.
You know what I mean?
My bad, dude.
Nick, you want to proceed with more questions?
Chase hates this.
I fucking hate it.
I just saw that your sweatshirt said law school at the bottom. I thought it said high school.
Well, the thing was, like, as soon as I Dave was nice. He was on time, which is dope. You know, appreciate that. And he's like, he didn't even say like, I was like, hey, what's up, man? He didn't even say like, what's up back. He goes, you didn't go to fucking law school.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to read. That's such a Boston like intro to like share, like being respectful to the other guy. Like people don't understand in other parts of the country. Like they think ball busting is like.
I know. Well, you always come in hot. It's like insane sometimes. Yeah. Dude, at Capo this week, you walked up to Breen. He was just standing there and you go, what's up, yoga arms? And he's like, first off, Breen's like an in-shape kid. He's like a pretty strong kid.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what's up, yoga arms? Dude, yesterday I saw him. He's like, dude, still thinking about yoga arms. I was like, dude, this is what you do. You get into people's head.
I like it.
I hate it. I hate people like you. I hate people like you that think they have a psych degree. And then realistically, you went to like...
Oh, I don't have a psych degree at all.
You did one semester at like a prep school. So you're like, dude, I'm elite. I know I can break people down.
Oh, I break people down mentally.
Yeah, I know you think you do that.
No, I don't do it to you because you know my bullshit.
I just know that you're the type of guy that thinks, dude, that's the black comic thing.
What?
Black comics love thinking that it's their psychologist, dude.
Oh, we are. Because we gotta deal with your bullshit.
That's true. That
all
is
your
true.
fucve hacky bullshit.
That's fair.
And we have to watch 8-9 comics talk about the same shit, like yogurt and depression.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
That is fair. I know. Why did you have yogurt bits?
Yeah, I'm like
yogurt and depression should be the name of that coffee shop that I went to. It should legit be called Yogurt and Depression, dude.
Yeah, it's so true.
It sucks. That place needs to be burned to the ground.
Don't know how to.
Yeah. Which is just like, oh, dude, the guy next to me, there was a couple next to me on a early date. She was talking about, does some social work. And then she's like, but I come from a position of privilege because I have a voice.
Right.
And then he was explaining how hard it is to write a script. And then she Venmo'd him for half of their breakfast. And I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here right now.
Yeah. I feel like when I first met you, I think we met maybe about a few years ago, right?
Yeah,
like how long you been doing comedy?
4 now.
4 now, right? So I definitely like met you when you first started, right?
Yeah, probably like I was probably like a year and a half in or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know where I met you. I think I want to say it was one of the open mics, I would assume.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but when I first I don't even know how we started talking, but I think it was just kind of just like, I don't know, like just like you were just like talking. I just
forget.
And then I don't know. And then I saw your comedy.
Yeah.
And then I think it was at the open mic.
Maybe, yeah.
And then I was like, okay, all right. This kid's like got it.
This kid's
he's got
dumb,
something.
This kid's dumb as hell.
Well,
he'll get there.
Not even that. You know what it was about you that like kind of like clicked a little bit for me? It was more of like not so much like the material itself, because like a year in, you just talking whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah.
But it was more of like the confidence like you had, like not giving a fuck about talking about the subject matter you were talking about.
Yeah.
And that doesn't usually generally kind of happen with comics who just start.
Yeah.
And then I think that's like you were kind of already in my head, like already almost halfway there.
Yeah.
Because I look at comedy like very like abstract.
Right.
You know, like I'm looking at it from many different angles.
Yeah.
I like to think.
Here goes the philosopher again, dude.
Yeah. Well, it is.
I know. No, you're right. 100%.
I mean, like I've seen a lot of comedy. Like, I mean, despite what everyone wants to think, like I used to be a manager of a club. Like I used to produce independent shows.
Yeah.
I used to like recruit comedians. So despite what like people think, like I know a lot of shit about comedy. Yeah, so definitely. When I see people, I like to tell them, or whether or not you want to receive it or not.
No,
that's
it goes.
on you.
No, it goes. It's that's not. It's always nice when there's like an older comic that's like, you know, nice, good work, keep working. I'm serious. So
I love fucking Dave.
What, dude?
With the little, like,
I'm being sincere. I'm being sincere.
Dave is saying so many things that I've thought but never said.
I'm being sincere. It's nice when there's a geriatric old comic who's like,
you know what it is? I think like, there is something to be said. Like when you get older, you tend to be a little bit more, I guess, extra thoughtful of things that generally like, you know, people are just like, dude, like, it's just you're just going into like a store. Yeah. Like you don't have to like think about like, I don't know. I'm an overthinker. It's weird. You know?
Yeah, no, I get it. No, yeah. And that is like the fun part is like watching it and trying to like break it down and stuff, you know, and see who's good. And like, it's also the funny thing is like, it's so much easier to see what's wrong with someone else and their act and what they're doing than like anything about you. It's crazy.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Do you kind of take like compliments well? Like when people, are you kind of a person that's like, oh, like I don't want this, like don't talk to me. I feel like
I don't love them.
I know, I know, because you're
just because it's all like because I know how much like how far I have to go, so I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever. Like if you tell me I suck, I'm like, I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because every time I talk to Dave, I'm like, yo, you're doing good. He's like, oh, fuck. Like, go fuck yourself. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't need this positive energy.
Yeah, dude, what the hell? No, we all suck. Everyone's trash. But they're better than me, and I need to be better. That's right. It's weird when people think, like, dude, oh my God.
What's up?
Like 3 comics this week. I mean, there's someone at Capo specifically that like did not have a good set.
Sure.
And then they get off and they were like,
I killed.
They were like, I was killing if it wasn't for you guys in the back talking loud. And I was like, hey man.
Oh really?
You sucked. That was fucking bad. And you should know that that's bad.
Well, there's a big epidemic of delusion.
Yeah.
That I've been kind of seeing way before you, by the way, when you started. So like,
I think that's the reason why. I think that's
the reason why I come in hot.
Bro, I talk about. I've been saying this. Like comedy scenes need. Like, oh, this is like cliche to say, whatever, but like Patrice was like a guy that would like check everyone. He was like the funniest dude, and he would also like check people, be like, "That's hack. This bit sucks. You need to get better." Like, there's no one like that now.
When I used to start, there used to be.
Yeah,
and I started like.
Who was like the guys that would do that?
Wow, I mean, there was a lot.
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like probably everyone.
Like there was a lot.
Yeah,
you know? But it wasn't. But it wasn't like mean.
Yeah,
you know, it was more of just like, hey man, I think that joke, you don't really need to say that,
right? Because
it's not like really you.
Yeah,
and like the audience knows it's not really you.
Yeah.
But now if you say that to a comic, they're like, oh, why are you telling me like what to say? Or it's just like, no, like it sucks.
Yeah,
and they reading it as like you're not connecting.
Right.
I don't know. I just stay away from all these fuckers, dude. Honestly, like I don't like.
Dude, I don't. I mean, dude, one time, dude, I was at a show. I won't say what show, but.
He's named a fucking Trident bookstore.
Fuck that place, dude. I guess I can't call for acts of violence because that will get this taken offline. But so I'm not going to say that. But if that happened, I wouldn't be upset.
Your agent. Smart.
Now here's the thing.
Smart.
Yeah, dude.
He's learning. He went to New York.
I know, dude. This is true, dude. The podcast I work on, the YouTube account got taken down.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
you learn quick.
But anyway, so some girl got off. She like did a set, ate a dick, got off. Immediately is like listening to her set on her phone, and then she comes up to me and she's like, "I don't know what happened." She's like, "My recording's fucked up, and like I can't like hear any laughs in it, and like I know I was getting laughs on stage." And I'm like, "Dude, the empirical evidence is in front of your face that you sucked. Right. So I don't know where we go from here because you're not living in reality."
Sure.
You know,
and that's my
that's the level of delusion. You could like show someone physical evidence that was bad, and they're like, "Nah, man, that's doctored. I think you did a deep fake."
So if I show you my fucking diploma from Notre Dame Law School, will you fucking stop fucking?
Yeah,
with me?
That's clearly You're living in delusion. You're just as bad as this girl. Yeah, dude. It's made out of It's glued macaroni to a fucking paper with crayon.
You read me so well because you knew exactly like where I got it, how much it cost.
I know.
And within like 5 seconds, you're like, you probably got that at a Notre Dame fucking bookstore for $40. And I'm like, hey, that's exactly what happened.
And I knew you'd be, dude. Of course, like that's
and I know the guy
most like self-conscious thing on like your outfit, right? Like, you know what? Like when you put that on today, you like there was like 10% of you that was like, kind of weird that I'm gonna wear this, but I'm just doing it. You know, like that's like it stuck out. Like, I hope no one says anything.
Not even 10. It was like definitely like 9.5.
Yeah.
And like the rest was like, I deserve to wear this.
Yeah,
like,
because you're fucking delusional.
That's
you're delusional.
You know what you know why I wear this?
Why?
Like mostly, and this is my because I wear this sweater around Boston because Boston's like a very like educated city. Most people are really educated.
Yeah, there's a million colleges.
A fucking, and I'm not trying to compare like taxi drivers to like stupidity, but like a taxi driver who probably most likely went to like a Salem State College. You know what I mean? They're pretty.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah.
So I wear this specifically to like go into downtown Boston and go to like Harvard or MIT campus or whatever. And it's generally all white people. And they're just like, they give me that nod.
A little respect. I get it.
They give me like, oh yeah.
I get it.
They give me that little.
It's like when I'm driving my car and it's like the summer and I have my windows down and I'm in like a predominantly black neighborhood. Like I will change what I'm playing on Spotify like to hip hop. Like 100%.
So you know what I'm saying?
And like I will make sure it's like not Drake it's not like white. I'll be like, who's like an underground rapper that like most people don't know?
Yeah, you're low key like real nigga shit. You do real.
You said it, bro, not me.
You do real nigga shit.
I thought it. You said it, dude. Because actually, I have a sweatshirt that says that. I was gonna wear it, but I didn't. You're like, you got that at a bodega for $30.
Nah, you got that at the Trident bookstore for 25 off.
Legit, dude. Yeah.
They were like, this guy's not part of
35% tip.
How many you listen to hip hop?
Yeah.
Right? You went to it. What do you what's on your playlist for Dave Caggiano? Usually
hip hop wise?
Yeah. What do you know like hip hop? Like what's your thing? Like
I mean, I do like Drake. I mean, that's like I know, but like he's good. Yeah. Mac Miller, I listen to a ton of. I do listen to J. Cole.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah,
J.
but
Cole's
like
cool, yep.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of hip hop.
Yeah.
Just like random
stuff.
Random artists. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the reason why I ask is like I've always loved music, hip hop.
Yeah,
hip hop was like part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I lived in a generation where like it kind of like started.
Yeah.
And like it just I seen like the just like the trajectory of it.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
where everyone can like, do their thing.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's like because you're like fairly younger than me, and I always like to ask like who you listen to. You know, if you told me like you listen to like fucking like I don't know, someone that's like not.
Yeah, no, I listen to like Kanye, like I don't know, like big ones, I guess. Not like I don't listen like crazy.
What's your go-to? Like what's your like main thing that you like rock?
Like it's like my dad's old, so like he's older, so like I listen to like 60s, 70s music, and then I listen to like hip hop from like now and stuff like that, like 2010s through now.
Would your dad listen to what?
He was in college during Woodstock. Like he went to college like 68 to 72.
So Eric Clapton and all that.
Yeah, like he Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, Santana, like all that
That's
like
dope.
Older. Yeah, but that's shit's the best.
I
listen to like Johnny Cash and like I don't know. I like older music,
timeless music.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the music now?
Yeah. But like. Yeah, it's fine. Like, I don't know. It's not like going in a bad direction, I don't think. It's just fucking everything changes. There's also so many different types of music now that like there's good stuff out there.
There's so many music.
There's good stuff out
so
there.
many options.
Yeah.
You just have to go look for it, right?
Yeah.
I like indie, like people who like you don't really see on like the main stage.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of great people who just got comics, right?
I know, yeah.
There's a lot of great comedians.
Those are all the best ones, really. You know what I mean? Those are like the best dudes. They're like the underappreciated, Right. Like I think like dude, there's like a generation of like New York comics where it's like DeStefano, Schultz, Giannis Pappas, like Morrill, Mark Norman, like that generation. I think Giannis is like the least popular out of all those dudes, and I think he's the best personally.
What stand up wise?
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe not necessarily like stand up. Well, I think maybe stand up, but like his like just him on a podcast. And shit, like he is like nuanced takes on shit. I relate to him because he's like not left or right. He's nuanced, so he's not gonna have like big. You're not gonna get a big audience that way. You know what I mean? You're not like if you're not polarizing.
Well, I think maybe
does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I think because me and Nick were actually talking about this like subject the other day. Yeah. Nick, you want to take a point on that now? Because
I think there's like comedians where they're really good on podcasts. Like I put D'Elia in that say, but like I don't particularly care for his stand up.
Right.
Like Tom Segura, like I could listen to them on podcasts. Just their personality.
Yeah.
Giannis is the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't like listening to him on podcasts. Love his. It's just so well written, so smart. That's his pocket.
Yeah.
This is the thing great about comedy, right? Yeah. It's all like a subjective.
Yeah.
Right? You had your point, like what you thought.
Yeah.
Nick has his like point.
Yeah.
I have my point.
Yeah.
But it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, it's weird how like comedy is internalized.
Yeah.
Even when you're watching it, the same thing.
I know.
Like you and Nick could watch like Giannis Pappas special.
Yeah.
And you guys would both have different takes on it.
Right.
That's just like that's what comedy is.
Yeah, I've gotten much better at like being like, I don't like this person, but I respect that they are good at what they're good. You know what I mean? Even if like it's not the funniest shit to me.
Right.
Like the stand up I like is like weird, like, immature.
But you agree there is like a bar of good.
Yeah, for sure. You can look at someone, even if you're not like, this isn't for me, you can look at it and be like, this is objectively good stand up.
I think that's where when people get frustrated with the generational gap between generations, whether it's comedy or sports, like there's a bar of good and you're not recognizing it.
Right,
It just has to be there. You can't just roll out of YouTube or roll out of Instagram and then do a tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. I think like that's the frustration part is when like comics who've been doing it for a long time, and you know it just, and then there's like people just like they're not seeing it yet, and they just want you to see it,
right?
But I always tell comics, like especially comics like my age or well whatever. I have these discussions about younger comics, whatever. Yeah. I'm just like, guys, like you just have to let them like figure it out.
Exactly.
It's just like life. You just give them time, you know, like, and they will. Yeah, it will hit them.
And all like the TikTok people like that, that's all like short lived. Like you can't retain an audience that way. You know what I mean? Like all the people that, I don't know. I think I look at it like there's like two aspects. There's like your actual skill as a comic, and then there's like your online and like your ability to like promote. And like I think they both need to grow kind of at the same pace.
They can.
You know what I mean?
They can.
Or like you need to at least make sure your stand up is as good, or else it's not sustainable.
Well, it's like you do a TikTok video.
Yeah.
Right. And you do TikTok videos, and those are like what, a minute clips at a time, 30 seconds at a time, whatever it is. Stand up is not like that.
I know.
Stand up is like, you need
right. And dude, that's like dude, if you want to talk about like specials, like there are some comics that have terrible specials, but they are murderers. And like, I feel like the people that really crush, it's hard to translate that into a special. Like, all right, like,
well, who do you like? Who's your comics that you, before you even start stand up? Well, let me say this: before you started stand up, did you know anything about stand up?
Yeah. I've liked stand up since I was in like
who's
grade.
your
back then? It was like, you know, like Dane Cook, Bill Burr, like Louis, you know, Chappelle. Those are like the people I was watching. But like people like Sam Morril and like Mark Norman, right? Like their specials are huge right now. Like they're they got a fucking ton of views, but put them in a room with like Bobby Kelly or like Joey Diaz, put them on the same stage. Like they're going to get blown out of the water. And like, cause I think like guys like that, just harder for their comedy to translate into a special. Cause they're more of like an in the room comic, you know? Does that make sense?
It does, but I would say I've been in those rooms before, and I've seen them on those type showcases, and they've killed.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I'm not. Yeah, for sure.
Like I've seen. I think it's like. I think what you're saying is like. Are you saying like just like the type of like energy?
Yeah, like how it
translates. Okay.
Yeah, like it's so hard to translate a Joey Diaz energy to like a special
to a thing. Yeah.
Where meanwhile, if you're just like a more like monotone, like even toned like joke writer, like writery guy, like that translates better.
Yeah. So basically, if you're going up after a guy who has that, it tends to be a lot.
But if you're like tougher. Like obviously all those guys crush, but like Bobby Kelly, like Joe, those dudes like step on your neck and like don't let you breathe, and like you're like pissing.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's a different level.
Oh yeah, that's when I finally realized that was like I was probably like this. Yeah, I was like 4 years, 5 years in, dude. I was like, I was used to kind of like a style of comedy here in Boston where it was like, okay, set a punchline joke, write like kind of like witty, smart shit, and I kind of like just was I guess I just got indoctrinated into it because like that's the way you got booked because everyone was doing it. And I was like, okay, this is what you got to do to get booked with this comedy club. And then over time I started seeing like other comedians coming in and doing sets, and they weren't doing necessarily that, but they were killing so hard because they were like relating to the audience and they were like the energy. And I'm like, oh, that's comedy too. You know? And then I was like, oh, maybe I need to kind of just go more to my natural self.
You gotta kind of you're more of like a natural funny guy, which I think like if you're like a writer guy when you start, I think you have an advantage because like you'll have tighter jokes, so you'll get booked more in the first like 3 years or whatever. But then once you start getting beyond like 15 minutes, like 20 minutes, like it's harder to listen to that for a longer amount of time. And then like the other guys start to catch up, and then like headlining, it's like night and day.
And then I just was introduced to like I kind of got. Well, I think some of my confidence came from like me being in rooms that I shouldn't have been in.
Yeah.
And then it kind of can like
experience
it, right? So it's like I was working in a comedy club, so I was seeing like comedians from all over just coming in and like smashing and killing. Fucking Nick is over there sleeping like he's bored. Jesus Christ.
No, I'm listening.
Okay.
I was gonna make the comparison. It's like quarterbacks in the NFL. You know, Bobby Kelly and Joey Diaz are like Lamar Jackson. They're fucking scrambling. They're throwing bombs. They're doing short routes. They're all over the place. You don't know what they're gonna do, but they're working in a system in their head
Yeah.
Versus like, you know, Sam and Mark, where it's like you're like Drew Bledsoe, like you're in the pocket.
Yeah.
People have to run their routes. Everything is gonna go.
Yeah.
Who the fuck does he think he is? You fuck. That
was
was
dude. You've been hanging out with Chase too much.
Is that good?
No, he hasn't. Yeah, he purposely doesn't hang out with me. Because if he was hanging out with me, he wouldn't have made that statement. It would have been like fucking making like.
You don't agree?
Oh, Chase.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Chase, that was a good point.
That was a great point.
Chase hasn't done the whiteboard yet.
I haven't.
What's the whiteboard?
Dude, for some reason, like I do this when I like trying to explain something. I talk with my hands a lot.
Oh,
and then when I'm making a point, I like to just kind of.
You have like you think this is what you think you're like a coach of like a high school.
But I used to coach.
Well, yeah, there you go. You're not anymore. So you don't
That's
have
what it
to
is. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem,
That is
right?
the problem. Yeah, you have like this coach's mentality.
My friends say that.
You're like talking to like an 8th grade football team at all times. Like no matter who it is. Is
like a coach who has the plan, and then if the plan's changed, he's just like, well, just got to go out there, I guess.
Yeah, you guys just give it your best.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
Strategizing. And you're like, dude, I'm just doing like a 5-minute set. Like, I don't know, man. I'm trying my best.
Dave said it. Dave was just like, you're not anymore. it's
so true.
It's so you have
true.
like the it's funny though. It's funny. You have like this natural.
It's like, yeah, you're right. But like, yeah, I'll just.
Dude,
he's doing it now.
I do it.
Yeah, that's funny though. I know people that do that.
Do you?
Fucking, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Hopefully I'm not like the only one in the world that's like,
yeah,
like
that's a funny fucking habit to get into. I'm gonna start doing that.
You know what? You just said something
Like,
interesting to me.
Like you're at a coffee shop, like trying to get like your order right. You're like, I want oat milk down to here, and then you want to fucking run a defense around like that.
That's interesting. Now you just made me like kind of think now, because I think that's the problem. Like, I think because I think like I'm still coaching.
Yeah,
and I'm in a sports thing, and I've always been trained in that manner.
Yeah.
Like, so I kind of have like converted that into comedy, because I'm very like
you're dressed like a fucking
dude. I'm ready.
You're dressed like a babasketball coach at practice right now, like a Saturday practice. Early morning, you have the team come in. This is what you show up in. The team's like, he thinks he went to Notre Dame. You keep telling them you coached at Notre Dame. You show up in a Notre Dame law school shirt,
brand new.
Yeah,
fresh. That's fresh. You know, this was actually in the laundry, and I was like, I found it.
I know. I can tell you have stains on it.
Yeah,
you think you put it on, like white people are like, nice dude. He went to but we see the stains and we're like, he didn't
go there.
Yeah,
no. Well, that's the other thing too. Like, I also noticed I had to fight too. Is like I had to fight like white people. Like, was like, oh, you didn't go there. And it's like, like I gotta fight that. Yeah,
just
no,
know that we're your friends, and we're saying that based on your personality and intellect, not your skin color.
Yeah.
Well,
which I don't know if is worse. Well, I don't know if that's much better.
You guys are putting pressure on me. Like, I feel like I have to defend my my SAT score from high school.
Dude, you're a smart guy, bro. We all know.
I do need to read more for sure, Dave. That's for sure.
Dude, I can't. I haven't read a book in years, to be honest. It's not good. I listen to podcasts and shit, but you can't even say that. Like, people, that doesn't count.
Are you into audiobooks at all? Do you try that?
I listen to, you know what I do? I'm becoming such a fucking old man. It's crazy. Like,
it's crazy,
shit, right? Like that, like flipping out at a coffee shop. I'm getting into history.
You're getting irritated.
Right? I'm into I love history now. I've been listening to all these history podcasts, re-listening to them.
Nice.
And I think it's the sick. I've been going on dates with girls and talk. I'm like, what do you feel about John Adams? And they're like, what? They're like, I work at a fucking bank.
Dude, I fucking had a date yesterday. Yeah. Right? And I spent $150, right? Mm-hmm. The whole time, the fucking girl was ordering food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, listen, there's an etiquette to a first date. Like, why you ordering 3 more espresso martinis?
Yeah.
You didn't even ask me if I wanted one. Like, you know what I mean? She's just like, oh, this guy's paying for everything. She's just ordering. I'm like, who the fuck trained you?
Dude, what you got to do?
What I got to do, bro?
My buddy told me this. This is a great strategy. You start at you go, let's go for a cocktail somewhere, and you start at a nice place. You get a cocktail at a nice place.
Okay.
And then you slowly through the night, you de-escalate it to cheaper and cheaper places, and you end up at a dive bar. That's where you really drink. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So you start like somewhere nice, and then you go somewhere like a little less nice, and now she has a few in her, and then you go to a dive bar, and by the time she doesn't even notice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what you got to do.
Damn. See, I'm kind of like, I stay at one place.
Yeah.
It's like, hey.
I know I usually do that too, but now I'm realizing moving locations is like, they're like, you know, women, they have like fucking bird brains. They're like, holy shit, he changed locations. You guys aren't with me on that? I'm joking.
No, it's so true.
You guys don't fucking tighten up on me.
I was waiting to see Chase's face.
This feels like my set last night, dude.
When you're on a date, yeah, it's movement. Movement is like,
It's good, right?
oh,
Yeah.
where are we going
Different
now?
location.
What's going to happen now?
Yeah. I'm kind of, as I've gotten older, I don't know if you've gotten there yet. Maybe Nick's probably already there, but as you're getting older, like casual seems to be more of where you want to be.
Dude, that's
right?
Yeah.
my MO.
But you start at the top.
Yeah.
You start at the top, and then you start to get like, you get something good. You get like a good glass of wine, a good cocktail.
Yeah, maybe get an app or something.
Yeah, and then you're like, let's get the fuck out of here and go get a beer. At a dive bar where we can say what we want.
And to your point, like if she doesn't like want to do that, that's like a red flag for me.
Yeah,
because that means
for
like
sure.
you can't.
Yes.
You can't switch to being like normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Like
you
have to like stay at this high level.
Yep.
And that's like a sign for you. I'm like, nah,
right. We're not going to get along.
We're not going to get along.
I'm a dive bar guy. Like that's where I don't want to be in like a fucking crowded club bar type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I want like a nice somewhere I can talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's some like weird seedy characters around. There's like guys that drink there every night of the week. Like that's what I like, you know?
Like just
But you got to start. Yeah, I'm all about casual. I always this is psychotic, but I always underdress on dates. Always. I always underdress.
I can dig that.
Because it like
What's your take? Why?
Because like it puts it in their head like that this isn't a big deal to me. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
And also, that's just who I am. Like, I'm just going to dress how I always dress. Yeah. That way, like, in 5 weeks, there's no, like, oh, I'm, like, keeping up the way that I met her the first time. Like, I'm just going to be me off the bat. And if it doesn't work, I'm not wasting any of our time. And I don't care. That's fine.
See, this is what, like, women generally don't understand about men. Like, real men who, like don't care about the extra shit.
Yeah.
I don't think they think we think like this. Like, we will purposely dumb it down to test to see where you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not to say like you can't go to like these nice places. You can.
No, for sure.
It's just,
and we will. Like, I'll take you to a nice, awesome. I love that. I love going to a nice dinner. Yeah. You look nice, dress up. Yeah, that's great. But like, I want to start off at my baseline so you know what's up.
Right.
You know?
Right. What do you say, Nick? Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. You need to be yourself first.
Yeah.
Before you get into the fancy shit, because then you're going to be like, my fucking dry cleaning bill is through the roof. I got all this shit I got to like pretend to be.
Yeah.
Dude, and I think like even there's like a Middle Eastern aspect of this too. When you were young, you're like, oh, I'm gonna dress like fucking nice all the time.
Dude, yeah.
Go to these fucking put about 15 sprays of colognes. Yeah. And then you go to these places and then you're like, man, I got a fucking headache. I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
This is not my vibe.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, man. I would say like I've been single for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you involved?
No, I'm single.
So you're single, right? And the thing is with me, it's like I've been single for so long. I've always gone on dates.
Yeah.
And I got to a place where I noticed that this is what I've been doing, and it's not the thing that they're really attracted to.
Yeah.
Like trying to like spend on expensive dinners, the leather jacket, the watch. And it's like, there's girls that are attracted to those type of men.
But is that type of girl you want? You know what I mean? Right. There are for sure those type of girls, but also they're not like fucking wife material. Like,
right. This is what women don't understand generally too. Like women equate sex with relationships.
Oh, yeah.
And men don't.
Yeah.
Like a man can have like a physical attraction to you.
Yeah.
But they won't want to be with you.
Yeah.
And women generally are like, oh, if I am having sex with you, that means they want to be with me.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like sometimes like, because I know generally, do you know generally who like if a girl comes and like, hey, I want to talk to you, whatever, do you know right away she's the one? Like you can find like she's a good one to keep her, or do you know?
Yeah, I can tell pretty quick. Like if I went on a date with this lady who's a therapist. Like this was like a few months ago. She asked me a very interesting question. She was like, and I'll ask you because it was very interesting. Okay. She was like, if you're with a girl, is it more important that, because I told her like sense of humor is like big for me. That's like the number one thing. The girl needs to have a good sense of humor.
Okay.
She's like, is it more important that she makes you laugh or you make her laugh? And I was like, that's very interesting. I think it's more important that I make her laugh. Not that like she can laugh at my jokes. Not in like a narcissistic way, like I need to be the funny guy. It's like, I'm going to make myself laugh. I think I'm funny. Like if it's like a boring time, I'm never going to have a boring time. Like I'm always having fun because it's fun. It's fun. It'll be funny to me. So like I need a girl that has the same sense of humor as me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's so like if a girl's a good laugher, that's like the most attractive thing, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
It's a bonus if they can make me laugh. But what do you think? It's more important that you can make her laugh or she makes you laugh?
That's a great question. I never thought of. No one asked me that question.
Yeah,
before.
no one had asked me that either.
It's a great question. I would say, I think Dave got me. What do you say? Well,
I think it's a self-worth question for a comedian, right? Like, because you look at kind of subconsciously, where you probably didn't think through it, but you're just like, well, I need to be able to make her laugh so she can see how I bring something to the table.
There might be some of that,
But
definitely.
like, I agree. No, I want like someone to make me laugh. With like, I want someone who is weird.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, they're like,
Jesus
we're fucking doing animal noises. It's fucking really weird.
This fucking kid.
You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't expect
horny
that
as
answer.
hell,
Horny as
bro.
hell,
Nick's
dude.
horny as hell, dude.
I'm in like the bathroom on the other end, and she's like making like noises to call me into the other room, like that type of shit.
Nick's like, I don't talk much on this podcast. I'm fucking gonna go right in and fucking let you know what I feel.
I'm like, yeah, do you want like a funny girl or what? She's like, yeah, she needs to make animal noises. She needs to be fucking. She wants to be hung from the ceiling. And
Nick's
fucking,
the only one wearing shorts.
yeah, dude.
I was so insecure when I put these shorts on because I was gonna go work out after this. I'm like, man, fucking shorts.
I think I would have to agree with Nick.
Yeah, you want a girl,
but not in the way that he's saying. Like
You took that and spun it.
no,
into
but okay,
that.
but this is where I'll push back a little.
Sure.
If a girl can make me laugh, like that is sick. If she's like truly actually funny, I've dated some girls that are like really fun.
They're fun,
like comic level funny. Where I'm like,
you should be a comic.
I'm like, that's like you're doing a bit. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But like, what is the most necessary? I think like if I can't make a girl laugh and she doesn't get my sense of humor,
it's over.
That's like a necessary component.
That's a necessary variable.
You know what I mean?
That's a necessary variable
like
for me.
so. I think that's most important for me.
I think it's not being sensitive.
Yeah.
Like I need like a tough woman.
Yeah,
like
same.
a woman that's has faced some challenges.
Yeah,
that knows how to get.
My
out
fucking
of it.
roommate. Do you know John Psyche? I don't know if
I've heard of him. I don't know.
He's a
him.
Rhode Island comic
Yeah.
originally. He's
Yeah.
he's one of the funniest people I know.
Yeah.
But he's, he went through a breakup and like, not to get into his business, but one of the things he talks about, like one of the things he likes in girls is like a girl that just doesn't like fold under adversity.
Yeah.
Which it's like, like a tough, tough bitch.
I need a tough woman.
Yeah.
Like I need a woman that's like tougher than me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
respectively, like respectively, like
Yeah.
there's sometimes I'm just like, yo, like
Yeah.
if I'm like expecting something from a partner,
Yeah.
like there's certain things that has to be there, and
Right.
I'm on like I don't compromise that.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I don't find that, then we'll be single.
Yeah.
Versus the other side where I've seen people like just kind of like settle,
Yeah.
and then it's like, well, you're not happy with that person, so why are you gonna be
Yeah.
with that person?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's,
You got to be resilient.
Gotta
dude.
be resilient.
My wife said that to me
Yeah.
like a couple of years back. I was just like, wasn't like, stopped doing stand up, didn't do this yet, but I was like, what the fuck? She's like, you just don't like to do things that are difficult.
Right.
You're like a little fucking
see?
Lebanese prince. You
That's
just walk
sick
around.
that she could challenge you
like
that. And you're like, oh, yeah.
well, she's Russian.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
She's fucking.
They're on a different
Yeah.
fucking
KGB
level. I don't
low-key.
even know.
She's
if I
not.
could-
She grew up in New Hampshire, but she's like.
Yeah.
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 He
Yeah,
doesn't-
well,
I'm trying to tell him,
yeah.
bro. He's just low key, like.
Yeah.
She's allowed us.
Yeah.
To be in this studio.
dope.
When I say allowed, respectively to Nick,
Of
like,
course. No, I mean,
you know what I'm
it's true.
right?
Yeah,
Because the woman, listen, a woman's home, that's her oasis.
Yeah,
like you know,
yeah.
so if don't fuck with a
That's
woman's
the other
house.
thing. Like,
She's-
this place, you can tell a woman lives here because, like,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I'm missing, dude. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of comics, especially like hate being in relationships. I'm like, dude, like my home, my house right now, my apartment's fine, but like it needs a woman's touch. As gay as that is to say, it needs it. It needs
but it's also true.
It's like you don't realize it until you're single, and then you're like, there's no like plants,
nothing,
and like it's just barren.
Bro, like what was the worst? Let me ask you this question: what was the worst living condition that you lived in? Like, what place did you ever like was like, damn, like what the hell? Is
college, obviously, but like after college, I lived in Somerville for 4 years with Andrew Breen, another comic. There was like fucking 5 or 6 of us like living in this house. It was fine. It was
you
fun.
Guys must have been fun though.
It was fun. Oh, it was wicked fun. Yeah. It was fine. It wasn't like horrible, but like, you know, I had like a small room and stuff.
Right.
But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
The thing in New York is like everyone kind of has a shitty living situation, so it's kind of like doesn't matter, which is nice.
The worst living condition I used to live in was I used to live in a storage facility. I used to be homeless.
Crazy, dude. Yeah. That's nuts.
And so when people kind of like see like I could get why people are like, well, Chase is like a little like because I had to like dig deep and like get the fuck out of being homeless. I know. So it's like I'm like, yeah, but when I had my storage facility, I didn't have like a girl at the time, obviously.
You want to go back to the U-Haul building?
But I did. Okay. No, I've definitely hooked up in there for sure.
Yeah,
I took
sick.
I've hooked up like a.
That's nuts.
Yeah, they didn't care because the way I decorated was sick.
Yeah. And there are guys out there that can't get pussy. It's like, dude, there's no excuses, dude.
None.
There's no excuses.
Dude, I live in a storage facility.
You live in a storage facility where it's getting done.
Crazy puss.
Yeah, dude.
Crazy.
You had your Notre Dame sweatshirt hanging up like right in the front door.
Dude, I had not even that. I had my
fake law degrees in the storage facility.
I even had a better one. I have a framed Little League Malden Babe Ruth like my jersey. It's the fucking like the I think it was the Braves. Yeah. Like I have it framed.
You're a fucking psycho. That is so fucking insane.
And in the walls I painted red. And I had like a rug, like a
Wait,
rug.
You were like illegally living in there, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure, 100%.
Yeah. So like,
now, the amount you were paying for the storage facility and the effort you were putting into it, couldn't you have just rented an apartment?
I didn't. No. It was free because I was the general manager of the property.
Oh, so that's brilliant.
So they were like,
that's so illegal.
That's sick, though.
I've been arrested a lot of times. Guys.
That's
like what the
sick.
fuck? Like,
I know.
I do what I have to do.
Bro, that's fucking sick.
So I was the GM of the property. I used to be a GM.
Like
I mean, I had some brains. I went to I was able to be a GM. With the
I'm fucking around.
So, but like, and then part of the condition of being a GM, I was allowed to have one free unit, any unit that I want. And I got kicked out of my apartment, and I was like, I had nowhere to go. I was like, well, why don't I just take the biggest one, convert it into an apartment, save money for like 3-4 months, and then get the apartment. Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Wow.
And I would just take showers at the gym.
I was gonna say,
and then I would take my moped. I had a moped which I bought for $400, brand new off a crackhead.
Yeah. Brand new off a crackhead, dude.
Dude, he walked in. He was like, I need a unit. I was like, cool. He was like, yeah,
someone.
I need to
low mileage.
Oh, yeah, he definitely stole it.
Yeah.
It was a Kamiko. It was nice. Dude,
that's like fucking, that's amazing. How old were you at this time?
I was like 20. Dude, I was like 33.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was doing comedy, like, you know, just trying to figure shit out. I couldn't
Did you like run an extension cord in for like electricity?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's fucking
red lava lamp. I had a knife. Dude, it was sick, bro. Like, and it would be nice because it was kind of New York lofty like feel,
freeing in a way.
Well, I kind of lied to this one chick, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I told her I lived in a loft, and I mean it was upstairs, and like the door was like, it was
I
was like, and she was like, oh shit. So she would like the wall. It was like
in a like there were storage units, like and you were like, oh, these are all lofts. With padlocks on them.
God bless this woman.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't. I mean, she wasn't the brightest.
Yeah. Like, naturally, you weren't dating. You weren't dating like a law student.
No, she didn't go to Notre Dame Law School.
Yeah, she couldn't. Yeah,
she did a semester at like fucking like Fisher College. You know,
she did a semester at fucking Walpole fucking prison, dude. That's where she did a semester. Dude.
Had a bed.
She's like, this is bigger than my cell, so this is awesome.
The nicest thing. Yeah.
I got a double wide cell. You get it nice, dude. This is perfect.
I lived there for 3-4 months, and the only reason why I got caught was because my regional manager showed up like without calling me, because they would do like spot checks.
Yeah.
And I was like, he went upstairs. I'm like, fuck, he's gonna like see the shit.
He's gonna see like the extension cord and shit.
And that's what happened. And then he saw it. He's like, hey man, like what the fuck is this? I'm like,
yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and he was like, oh man. Then it became like he felt bad.
Yeah.
And then the company like paid for like my hotel for a few nights.
Holy shit.
And then I was able to like go from there.
Yeah.
And then I got an apartment. But I was just trying to milk it because I'm like, dude, at that time, it's like, if they're not catching me, I'm saving mad money.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't give a fuck. You know?
No, who gives a fuck? I would do that, definitely.
Yeah.
That's sick. I've thought about I've like dreamt about doing that.
I mean, I had all the fucking things I needed. I had hot water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had like electricity.
Because there was like a bathroom.
There's
like
a bathroom.
There. Yeah.
So I would brush my teeth down there.
Yeah.
I would work out at the gym, like 2 miles down the road, take my moped, pull up.
Work out, go do spots at night or something.
Go do spots at night.
Yeah.
And so back to your point, like with the woman, like if I feel like I need someone who has that type of like, if anything was to hit the fan, which it can, I need like someone to like be to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's hard, dude. It's hard.
Yeah, because the girls are.
But you also need a woman to make sure you don't go back to the storage facility.
Yeah,
like at the end of the day, I think that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
see, Nick's more smarter than me.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like I get what you're saying.
Like, baby, we're going to the storage
but they're like,
facility
don't
tonight.
do these 3 things to put yourself
Yeah,
back in the storage
exactly,
facility. You know what I mean?
and that's what I've been working on.
Yeah.
So like,
Staying out of the storage facility.
see, that's I have like up until a certain like point.
Yeah.
And it's like Nick's like more like calculated. He's
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
What are you gonna do to not to go back? I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I can go back.
Yeah. You're like, if I have to, like, I want to.
Oh,
You're like, I'm please, I dare you to make me file bankruptcy. I don't care. I'll go back in a heartbeat. Dude.
Oh, dude, I have default.
You're like, you're like a guy that's you're like a career criminal that's like gotten out of prison is like begging for someone to test them just so we can stab them and go back with his friends. Like that's literally what you are. You're like that with a storage facility. Like, I'll live back there in a heartbeat.
So
that's good though. That's good.
I mean, would you say like, so you moved from Boston doing stand up for a little bit. Now you're in New York City doing stand up and you're doing podcasting too, right? Yeah. So what's the New York thing going on?
So I've been pretty lucky. Like I met this comic, Colin Turrell. He's great. He's like helped me out a lot. I was like hosting a show at Laugh and he dropped into a guest spot. We met. And so I've been helping him out with his podcast and he's been taking me on the road a little bit, which is good. So I have like a foot like in the comedy world there. Cause otherwise you're kind of starting over when you move there. And then also like, I don't know, I'm like, it's going to take a while to get going there. Like it's going to take like 2 years really.
Do you feel like that's better than like where you're supposed to be?
Yeah. Dude, for the first time in my life, I feel like it's like where I'm supposed to be. Every job I've ever had, like everywhere I've ever lived, I'm always like, this is like temporary. Yeah. But now it feels like, okay, like this is the goal to get here. So if it's good, I'm happy.
You have that kind of,
I had a good job.
That's what I was gonna get to. Like, you have like this. I think this is when I was connected to in a weird way. Not like on some like I don't want to fuck you or anything. But like it was more of like as a man. Oh, you're a handsome guy, but it's not my type.
White.
If you know me, I am no stranger to the snow bunnies.
Okay, all right.
But what I was gonna say was that you have this natural, I don't know if it's natural, but you have a certain like resiliency to you. But I think is the job that you used to have as a firefighter, because you were a firefighter, right? Yeah. Did that like help you in comedy at all? I don't know if that's a weird question.
Yeah, no. I think like, no. I think I got like, I wanted to do that because I liked it a lot. And then also I could work like 2 days a week and then do comedy and stuff. But I like threw that all. Here's the one thing I have. I think, I'm not funnier than anyone. I work hard, but like I think I'm willing to like risk a lot more than other people. Like I went through a breakup, basically like threw away a relationship, threw away that job, moved away from my family just to like go there and like try to do it. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully it fucking works out.
So
if not,
that was
jumping in front of a fucking train.
So basically that was your cut to the chase moment. Like you were just like, I gotta just do the thing. Like I just gotta take
that risks. Was always the game plan. So I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
More or less, that's like that's what you need to become a great comic, is like just taking chances.
Yeah. You gotta like know when to take a chance, I think. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But,
do you miss being a firefighter?
Yeah, so much, dude. It was everyone was I loved everyone. I loved the job. Everything. It was the best. It was the fucking best. Dude, it was great, dude. It's been so hard in New York. It's been good, but it's been hard. But like before I left, it was like I was getting up a lot of places. I was doing well in comedy. I had a fucking sick job. I was making good money. I had my own apartment. I was in a good relationship. Everything was great. And I was like, all right, now it's time to fucking throw all of that away. Here we go. my favorite like story arc like is like my favorite movie I think is Johnny Cash movie.
Okay.
The biopic, because like it's literally about a guy who like has everything and then he just like his entire life crumbles around him,
right?
Because he's in like pursuit of like this one thing, which is like his music. He gets like addicted to drugs, loses his family, falls in love with a girl and he's still married. You know what I mean? Like I like that story arc is like it's like my favorite. I'm like attracted to that.
Especially no, it's good.
You know,
I think there's definitely like a parallel to that.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not like addicted to drugs. You don't have to go fold cash, but
no,
you know what I mean though. That's like
right.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's many stories like that where like people have like had everything.
Yeah.
Right. In their eyes.
Yeah.
And then once you get the thing or everything that you wanted, you're not happy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
yeah,
I guess it's not like a cliche story. This is like a real thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's an embodiment of the pursuit of something.
Right. It's like you're willing to give up everything for that one thing. Yeah.
Literally everything.
Which isn't healthy. It's not
Everything
good.
you described was very settled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was there in front of you. It's just going to evolve and grow over time versus like this thing that may or may not happen. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, fuck it. It's the pursuit of that thing.
Right. That statistically won't work out. Like statistically. I mean, hopefully it does, but you know.
You know, I will say this though, like, because I feel like for me, it's like I've kind of lived in this like whirlwind of like not knowing.
Yeah.
For so long.
It's crazy.
I've been, dude, like, so you just kind of just automatically by default are just used to it.
Yeah.
So you don't think of it as like not making it.
Yeah.
You're just saying, no, I am gonna make it.
Yeah.
And you just keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Yeah.
But I've been learning the last few years. I've been meeting people, you know, even comedians too, for sure, and people in their respected areas. That no, there's a lot of people like are afraid of taking a risk.
Oh yeah.
And because maybe I've been involved in sports and like for so long, and I've just like been around in a community, like just keep fucking going.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the world meeting all different types of people, and I'm starting to realize like, oh wow, there is a lot of people that are afraid to like, they don't even like think that way. Yeah, they're like they don't even try. They're like, oh no, I'm good. Like I'm not like I got my Social Security. I got my paycheck. I got my thing.
Yeah, and you can't blame them. Like I don't blame anyone. That's the right thing to do, probably.
Right.
You know, and like it's easier. And like you might not be happy, but like you might be. You know, I wish I was a guy that found fulfillment and just like didn't. It would be so much easier if I wasn't a comic and didn't like comedy, didn't want to do it. Life would be fucking sick. I mean, yeah, like you still have your challenges, but like it's just mapped out, dude. There's no map for comedy, and there's no guarantee of anything. Nothing. You know, and then also like your definition of what making it is like changes. You know, it's like
there's no it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no it.
That's like I had a conversation with Colum the other day. I mean, he's in it. He's in at the Cellar. Like he's a Cellar comic, you know, and like he's like doing the road more and more, and like more headlining gigs at clubs and stuff. So he's doing great. But like we were walking, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta go to the fucking Comedy Cellar tonight and do a fucking spot." He's like, "I don't want to go and do this." And I'm sitting there. I was like, "Dude, shut the fuck up." I was crazy. Like,
that's crazy.
You like understand where you're at, where you're like, you're annoyed that you have to go to a spot. So it's like, dude, that's like a fucking life dream of mine to do that.
Dude,
so you have to like, but the point is like, no matter where you get to, you're always always like, this isn't good enough. And like, you know, you got to really remind yourself like,
well, I think that's why for me, it's like, I'm a little different, like in terms of like how I think. I just like, like a lot of my comic friends think just like that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like,
they're
I'm sure.
just like that.
Yeah, you know all those dudes. Yeah, like
you know, they think like that because it's overwhelming or whatever. It's like, and I'm that guy, and I'm just like, nah, man. I'm always every day like bringing myself right back down.
Yeah,
and I have to like be appreciative.
Yeah,
of where
it's
I
a
am.
constant balance of like this.
I'm not.
You don't want to be content because then you don't want to be complacent, but you also need to just be like, okay, this is sick that I'm doing this. This is what I want. I would, 3 years ago, I would be pumped at where I'm at right now. So that's cool. Right. So you need to know that. Yeah.
But also you're a guy too. From what I realized, like you like to do like a lot of different things. Keeps you busy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you just don't do comedy. You have like other interests. Right?
I used to do like even more. It's just it's tough in New York. Like I used to, like fucking hiking, skiing, rock climbing, fucking running. Yeah. I don't know, I like to like stay active and stuff.
Right.
But now it's tough in New York.
Dude, you must be like talk. I mean, Let's cut to the chase, bro.
All right.
Dude.
Plug it.
How much fucking puss
shut up, dude.
are you getting, dude? Because you're like You know what? Like you're like fucking like a brand new aged fucking energetic Tony Danza, bro.
New York's a different game.
Yeah.
Though. There's like
the girls are like, I mean, come on. I mean, just
it's been fun, I guess.
You know what you strike me as, dude? I was having this.
I got a story too, by the way. But you say about
you strike me as with a lot of self-esteem. Like confidence, I feel like is like a very early stage momentum driven thing where you see young comedians with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Versus like the self-esteem of knowing like this is what I'm good at.
Yeah.
We're gonna do that. But we're gonna, incrementally where it's a little bit less erratic.
Yeah. I would say I have good self-esteem, I guess, which is good. But I also I'm just trying to be realistic. Like, I don't have like I don't think I'm great at anything. And that's like, you know what I mean? Like,
you are.
Dude, there's a long.
You know what?
That's the biggest thing about New York, dude. I mean, I knew I wasn't that great here, but like that's the biggest fucking number one thing is you go there and you're like, holy shit.
Are you talking about stand up wise?
Yeah, stand up.
Oh, you're not great at that.
No, I know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
I'm just saying, like,
general.
I'm just like, I'm not saying that to like, I'm just saying, like,
I know.
I think you're like you're a good comic primarily because you think like that.
Yeah.
That's gonna make you a better comic.
Yeah,
Because you're like, oh, this is the bar.
Yeah.
And I'm always need to push myself.
Yeah.
Versus the other side, it's like
Yeah.
the other comic you talked about.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, this was.
Yeah, exactly.
She has confidence.
Yeah. Yes.
Delusional.
Yeah.
Your self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know
but
what I
that
mean?
self-esteem just comes from experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta go.
I've seen a lot of too. I've seen it go on the other side too. I've seen a lot of comics that like kind of think like that, and they surround themselves with like better comics, and they think like they're that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they come
yeah.
back to like
Oh, yeah.
the open mic, and they think like they're the shit,
shit.
because they're next to like this guy.
Yeah, nah,
I'm
dude.
like,
No.
can you just get away from me?
Yeah, shut
because
the
I
fuck
like
up.
I'm happy that you are in the place where you need to learn.
Yeah.
but don't come back and like.
Yeah.
You know, and like do this shit. Like at the end of the day, you still have to.
But
go.
yeah, the ladies have been great.
You're right.
I'm just kidding.
So many chicks hanging out at comedy shows.
This is how Dave, like, this is when I knew Dave was like, does like real nigga shit.
Yeah.
This is when I know Dave does real nigga shit, son. So Dave, we're at a dive bar, son, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say like the whole thing. So we're at an open mic. I think it was like an open mic at like one of the tavern fucking places, right?
This tavern.
And then there was like these two hot like chicks
Yeah.
at the bar. And then like me and Dave was like there by ourselves at that point. And
Yeah.
we're just talking, you know. Dave's a great wingman, by the way. And then like, you know, these girls are hot. They should not be talking to me. At like once, like they're just fucking like young hot chicks. Dave's like talking. And then the chick's like, oh yeah, we live like right up the street. And Dave's like, well, let's just go. Like
What are we doing here?
yeah, what are we doing here? I was like, I can never say that. Like, Dave was just like,
Yeah, but
he's
dude,
like, why the fuck are we here? Like, just go. So I'm just like, okay.
Why the fuck over here?
So I tag along with Dave, right? And I'm like, okay, Dave's got like, he's talking to like a hot chick, like, and then there's like the other girl's hot too, and I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm talking to this girl, but I feel kind of weird. I'm just like, I feel like I'm her dad, like in a weird way.
I mean, dude, they were young for me.
Like, but I didn't want him to like be by himself.
Yeah,
like, I was like, I'll just fucking like, I'll do my little. Whatever,
You're
right?
a great wingman, dude.
And then I'm just like, dude, I literally saw like, you ever see David Copperfield, bro? Like make the Statue of Liberty disappear. Like he was a like phenomenal magician. He's like has a resident in Vegas. He's been doing it for 40 years.
Yeah.
Dude, you were like with him. I saw him. We went into the house. They gave us a drink. It was literally like 6 minutes. I turned to the couch where he was sitting prior. He was gone with the other chick.
I don't even know you're telling. I don't remember it.
Done.
Dude. I don't remember any of this.
Done. I was like, and then the girl was like, the other girl, I'm just like, well, what do we do now? She's like, well, I'm going to bed. And I was like, I guess I'm going home.
Chase is like, you want to come and see my loft? Bring a jacket.
Yeah.
But this is the real nigga shit I'm talking about. It wasn't that. It was like I didn't hear from Dave until like the next show. Like Dave never texted me was like, "Yo, you good?" Like nothing.
No, I think I didn't hit you up.
No,
after that.
you
Really?
didn't. No,
Damn,
you
dude, my
just-
bad. I thought I did.
Nah, he was like, I thought you were like, I was like, "Yo,
Dude.
you good?" He was like, "Yeah, dude." Like,
I probably shouldn't say this. You know, I ended up hooking up with that girl too.
you fucker. You fuck. That's real nigga shit. Niggas be doing that shit, son. I'm trying to tell you.
I don't know what you're
Yo,
saying,
that's
dude.
what I'm telling
I
you.
don't like this, bro. I don't like this podcast anymore, dude. Let's talk about fucking theories of comedy.
Yeah.
I don't like this anymore.
So you're back in Boston now,
Yeah.
doing a bunch of shows.
Just doing some shows, Easter stuff. I keep I come up a lot. My dad you know, I like to visit my dad and stuff.
You have a good, do you have a good, like a good relationship, good connection with your pops?
Yeah,
he seems like it. Yeah,
he's the man. He's
and
like
he was
the
a cop,
nicest.
right?
Yeah, he was a cop. And may have arrested you. We don't really know yet. Supposedly, like we don't know.
I'm gonna have to look at the records.
Yeah, please do. His name might be on it, dude.
Because that name is like very.
I know. There are also a lot of fucking Italian fucking cops, so who knows? But
oh yeah, there is. I grew up. I fuck with. I think we talked about it. Like I have like a direct connection with like Italian people.
Yeah,
like,
I know. Yeah, it's very funny.
I like it.
That's the funniest shit. Is like black dudes and Italian dudes like historically like have not gone along, but yet like admire each other and like are so similar. Oh. It's crazy.
I'm actually, that's interesting that you made that point.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
Insane.
It's not like
it's insane. Like the style, the like, just like you can't put your finger on it. But when you grow up Italian, you're like, this is we're listening to like a lot of like Motown, like
dude, Motown, yes, dude, all that music. Like we love that music.
Yeah,
you guys love the Italian movies. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like fucking Goodfellas, like all that shit. It's like Godfather. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's so funny.
I mean, for me, my experience with like Italians were like when I say like Italian, I'm like really like real Italians, like not some fucking moosh that grew up in fucking like Seekonk, New Hampshire. Like has an Italian flag. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about someone who's like
Boston,
like a you know.
Let's be honest, East Boston.
Yeah, East Boston.
Yeah, whatever, right? I mean, there's North Shore bunch of there too, you know, but I've always grew up with Italian people, and my dad's uncle, which would make whatever I am. Yeah. He flew. He was for Italia. Okay. The airline. Yeah. He for 40 years. He was a pilot.
Jesus Christ.
And he spoke fluent Italian.
Holy shit.
My grandma spoke fluent Italian.
So that was like kind of always in your life a little bit.
It's always been.
Yeah, yeah.
And where I'm from in East Africa, there's a history with Italy.
Oh, right.
With Mussolini.
Yeah.
And like how they.
Prior to World War II and stuff. Yeah,
yeah. So if you go to the capital of Eritrea, which is where I'm from, it's called Asmara. Yeah. So the history is like Italians came down to like Ethiopia. They wanted to like colonize Ethiopia. Yeah. And Haile Selassie was like, nah, we ain't fucking with that shit. Yeah. So Italians went up north to Eritrea, and then they started assimilating with us. Wow. And then a lot of the architecture and a lot of that in the cafe shops were influenced.
Wow, it's like Roman type like architecture stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
So spice trade, things like that. It was wild.
Yeah, man. So it's like, you know, when I talk generally with Italian people, you know, I'm looking at it from like a cultural standpoint, right? You know, not like there's a lot, not like this, like, you know, hey, you're fucking from the Bronx and that's it. Yeah, there's way more to Italians.
Yeah, for sure.
I think so, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
those Italians too, like the ones who are like, you know, mob it up.
Oh yeah. Dude, my grandfather,
from a real Italian family, you're like,
hated
these fucking guys.
My grandfather like hated that shit.
Yeah,
like, he hated Italians more than probably anyone. Like those, like
Mickey Mouse Italians.
Yeah, like he fucking hated that shit.
Because it just he hated it because did you think that it represented something that he didn't?
Yeah,
like?
It's like this. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you like whatever like the worst stereotypes of like your people are. If you saw someone that was just like that, you'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like we're better than that. You know what I mean? That was his like. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like just criminals and like big chain. He like hated that shit.
See, that's interesting because that's how like I am. Like with like people who represent like, you know, who do things. Or just even like just black people, community in general. Like, you know, there's in every group there's always like shitty people. Yeah. And it's like if that's the only thing that's getting like magnified, whether it's the media or social commentary or whatever the case, people will just generally think that's what these people are. Right. And I'm just like, nah, man, like we have educated fucking black people. Exactly. Fucking every this. We have like we have very prominent people. People that don't want to buy into this ghetto fucking shit. Yeah. And I get I don't get backlash as much as like, but because I'm like, I come from a genuine place about it. Right. But there are some people.
There are people like that. Yeah. There are people like that. They get backlash about it. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, oh, yo, you're not like, I'm like, yo, you know what the crazy thing about like racism and all this bullshit is, bro? Like whatever cultural thing that we're going through with people thinking like, ugh. Yeah. Bro, I've gotten like people like, oh, you're not like black. Like you're not being black. I'm like, let me tell you something, bro. I was born in fucking Africa.
Yeah, I know. Like,
nigga, I was born where it all started.
Yeah. What do you want?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't get what you're saying. Like, what do you? And first of all, like I've seen like how people have come together without any of that shit. Yeah, it's way more better.
I know.
It's way more positive. And
dude, also like, dude, you know what I'm like fucking like education and shit. Like, dude, if you're like East Africa, like that whole like it's like fucking crazy. Like every person I've met, my dad went to again, my dad went to college in like the fucking late 60s. And there was a kid there, one of his like friends was from Nigeria. And he was like, dude, no one was like worked like hard on this kid. It was like insane.
Yeah.
So like that's the real backbone of like your culture. It's like that stuff. You know what I mean?
It's that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then, and it's, I don't really, part of me too is like I don't really like to feed into the talking about these type of things because it gives more ammunition to like bullshit. But like at any point, if someone asks me my opinion about it, I'll just tell them like this is my opinion about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this one day, like I feel like you said, I think education is huge, and I'm learning more as well.
Yeah.
I need to push myself with learning more. I can't be fucking walking around a fucking Notre Dame law school.
So funny.
And thinking like I'm fucking smart.
You're like, dude, that's your education. I just throw this on.
You got to travel and read. Like if you can travel and read, that's how you just get.
More.
And
my boy Randy's been
like
saying that for years to me, bro.
Yeah,
my boy Randy, like you ever met my boy Randy?
I think I met him briefly.
So my boy Randy's he's always been saying like he's one of the smartest kids I ever fucking met. He's fucking brilliant. Like, kid's fucking. He went to Brown. Like
oh shit, really?
Brown. Yeah, trust me. The thing that he does,
dude,
like it's not he's
there's
like
nothing more dangerous than like a fucking jacked meathead looking dude that also like is smart. You're like, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. Oh, and he got a full ride scholarship too. Academic.
Crazy.
Like he's like fucking
that's
like
crazy.
Like, he doesn't like to let people know.
Yeah.
There's a joke about him. He's like there's a joke like I've heard like Randy spends most of his time telling people like he didn't go to Brown.
Yeah.
Because it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But he told me something. He's just like, yeah, man. He's like, I will never forget this. He goes, progress is like infinite.
Yeah.
There's no final destination for it.
Right.
You always have to kind of like, if you're gonna be talking about something,
Yeah.
make sure you are informed about what you're talking about
Right.
from all areas,
Yeah.
not just from like a centered piece.
Right.
So if you're talk about this stuff, know like how that influenced this.
Yep.
And he kind of like challenged my thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't read more, but like, so he didn't.
I didn't listen to a single fucking thing he said, nerd. I'm not a fucking nerd, but thanks, dude. Yeah.
What is your? I was gonna ask you too with stand-up comedy and podcasting.
Yeah.
Did you ever think like, I mean, I know you're like 4 or 5 years in and things are still like feel new.
Yeah.
Do you have like a end? Do you have like a thing that you want to get to, like a goal with comedy, or
Yeah,
do you want to be like a headliner? Do you want to like just kind of like do like or acting?
I mean, all that would be cool. I definitely want to headline at some. If I could like be headlining clubs and like have a podcast with a following, and like it doesn't have to be big, but like a fan base, like that's fucking. If you can just live off that. Like I feel like that's most comics' goal. It's like, that's the shit.
Right.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it's it's just a long fucking road to get there.
It's a long road. Yeah.
The cool thing about comedy though is like, I think like you make such little money for so long, but then like I think it's like a steep curve to when you start making money. Like once you start making money, you can make like a lot of money.
There's no middle. Generally,
it's weird.
It's like it's either
weird.
Yeah,
it's fucking weird.
It's
like you're making no money. You're like spending money to do comedy.
Money.
And then like all of a sudden pretty quick, you're making like, a couple $1,000s a weekend doing comedy if you're headlining, like, and then like your podcast, you get some money from that. Like it grows pretty quick.
It does. That's why I feel like always kind of like channeling yourself and always like just making sure like whenever you always be ready for that moment comes, because I've seen guys who like, boom, it jumps and they're making like a lot of money and then they get their head filled and it's like then you see the demise and then they don't get the gigs like they used to get because comedy's like this, dude.
It's
and if you don't know how to like be centered within these like frequencies of life like in comedy
up and down
dude, I'm telling you, it fucks people up. And then like
bad.
It's good to be around people who kind of like just so sometimes it's good to be around like a Chase who's like thinks he's a coach.
It's good. It's good, dude.
You just did it again.
I fucking keep doing this.
Except this one was a This one wasn't a chart. It was a graph.
I blame this on my culture and like Italian people. Like, great. I'm telling you, dude.
Talking with your hands.
I talk with my hands.
I know.
And I see myself. And Nick sends me the clips. I'm like, why the fuck?
I know.
I've been.
That's fine though.
You think so?
It's weird if people don't talk. People that like just like this the whole time. It's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah. You gotta gesticulate. You gotta,
it's fucking weird.
Show a little fucking passion.
Yeah.
You got any you got shows that you're looking forward to coming up?
Yeah. What the fuck? When is this gonna come out?
Oh, I don't know.
Whenever you want it to.
Whenever you want
next
it to.
week.
I mean, whenever, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a show. Fuck, hold on.
That's all right.
Let me just Yeah,
it's cool.
Right,
yeah, we'll talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get the. We weren't wrapping it up anyways. I just was interested because I've seen you getting on stage a lot.
Yeah, I've been trying to.
Yeah.
I need to get more on stage. I need to do more mics and stuff, but I've been trying.
Here.
Yeah. You know, dude, I don't know, man. The podcast thing is like, that's another skill you have to get good at, is just podcasting. You know,
I
went on fucking I was so nervous. I did Real Ass Podcasts with like Louis J. Gomez and shit. Yeah, dude, I was so fucking nervous.
How was he? Louis J. Gomez.
He's cool. He was wicked nice.
Cool cat?
Yeah, he's wicked nice. And he's like, dude, that guy, man,
He's a big boy.
Talk about some. Yeah, dude.
I met him once.
Yeah,
he was super nice. Sorry to interrupt.
Super nice. No, you're right. Like,
I met him at Lap Boston when they did the Legion of Skanks podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, he's pretty. And then my boy does his podcast at Gas Digital. He has his own. Godfrey.
Oh really? Oh yeah, Godfrey, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, like God damn it. Well, I've never seen Godfrey live.
Oh, you never see him live stand up?
No, I know he fucking crushes.
Oh, we got to go to a show. I'll take you to a show.
I would love to.
He's one of my favorite comics.
Yeah, dude,
I met Nick at a Godfrey show.
I've heard comics talk about being like, dude, I saw Godfrey last night. It was like the walls were shaking, shit like that. I love that. He's right up my alley about like comics I would like. That's the type of high energy, like smart
shit.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't think that he does that. That's the thing. Like,
you want to talk about a guy that's good, dude? It's so annoying, dude. Some guys you look at and you're like, fuck, you're like oozing talent. You know what I mean? Like he goes on a podcast, he's doing fucking impressions, he has funny stories.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I live
fucking annoying.
In person and on stage. It's the same.
It's crazy.
Shit.
Yeah.
And his stuff, like his history.
It is the same.
Dude, he was in Comedian, I think, with Jerry Seinfeld. He's been
around. Yeah.
For so long.
Oh, yeah.
But he just looks so young. People are like, oh, you must have, just started 10 years ago. It's like,
no, he's been around.
No, he's been around for like 30 years.
I don't know if you know the actress Viola Davis.
I know the name.
Yeah.
If I saw a picture,
so she's a very trained actress.
Yeah.
Been in a whole bunch of movies. So he actually was roommates with Mike Epps.
Holy shit.
When they first started comedy.
Damn.
And her. So it's like, that's how far he's been doing it.
Yeah.
So, he's very seasoned and stuff. But the thing is, the one thing about Godfrey I've learned from is I mean, there's no one's going to be like Godfrey. Like, no one's going to be like Dave Caggiano.
No. Yeah.
No one's going to be me.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, Nick, sometimes.
Some people will be like, there's plenty of 7-Eleven owners. I know.
As long as there's gas stations.
As long as
there's gas stations and multifamily apartment complexes, there will be a Nick Asada.
You know what would be? Nick would be the type of dude that own that gas station that's not like, that would have a weird name.
Yeah.
You're like, you strayed away from Cumberland Farms, but you're basically, you're trying to make this your own thing. It's not working.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. I'll just one quick story about Godfrey. The first time I met him at Lap Boston. Yeah, and I wasn't even like doing stand up at the time. I kind of was.
Right.
And he was like one of the first comedians that they booked to. And I went up to him because I was like, yo, this is Godfrey, dude from Soul Train, dude from like all these, dude, real shit. And I'm just like, hey man, like I like you, man. Like
I like you.
I like you.
Not like that, but I do.
Like I like you.
I like.
And
he
was like, I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, where you from? I was like, oh, I'm from here. He's like, I do stand up. Dude, instinctively, right? You would think like he'd be like, oh, cool, man. Like, keep doing it. You know what he said?
What?
He goes, don't steal my shit.
Jesus
Christ. And then he was like laughing a little bit, but he was like, nah, like seriously, don't steal my shit.
Damn.
But then it was like, oh, I know what this is about.
Yeah.
He's like serious about this crap.
Yeah.
And he's just letting you know, like, don't steal my shit.
Right.
And any other comment like, oh, I'm not going to talk to you.
That's a funny thing to say.
I was so funny.
That's so fucking
It's validating.
But it's I just feel, just like comedy, right? It's not always going to like be like tasteful.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But as long as there's some level of truth to it, you can't get mad at it.
I know.
You know?
No, it's true. Yeah, he's one of those dudes that he reminds like Jamie Foxx. I put in the same category as him of just dudes that are like can do everything.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know if like Godfrey can like fucking sing or but like Jamie Foxx can like sing, dance, act.
He's
improv comedy. Fucking he could do stand up if you want. Like
very versatile.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Godfrey like reminds me of that. There's not many back in the day. I always think about this. Back in the day, there used to be like talents. Like a dude would be a talent. Like Dick Van Dyke or like those guys had like variety shows and shit back in the day. They could like do like there's less and less of those people now, and like the Jamie Foxx and people, those are like the like last remaining ones. Like, is there any like young Harry Styles, I guess, but he's not like funny.
You know who I would say that comes quick to mind is Donald Glover.
Donald Glover is a pretty good
Donald
example.
Glover's a great example.
He's a talent,
multiple threat.
Person.
Yeah,
like there used to be like fucking like a lot of dudes that could do that. They're just like talents.
Oh yeah, I mean
everything
the Rat Pack. Take any of the guys in the Rat Pack.
Any of those dudes.
Sammy Davis. Any of those guys.
Exactly.
I think the best, probably one of the most versatile of that crew was Sammy Davis.
Yeah, for sure.
And not Blue Eyes.
Not Sinatra.
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin. Yeah, Dean Martin. Yeah. Like Christmas special stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Those dudes are like all around talents.
Yeah, because back then you kind of had to be, Gene Kelly.
Yeah.
Singing in the Rain.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
It's funny. It's like kind of similar to sports now. It's where every athlete is like sport specific now.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, like when you're a young kid now, you're good at a sport, you play that sport year round. There's not like well-rounded athletes. That's kind of like entertainers now. They're like a single discipline, and they're not like as well-rounded as they used to be.
It's like people. You must see this so much in New York too. Remember hipsters?
Yeah.
Like when they were hipsters, like they had something to say.
Yeah.
Like it might have been bullshit, but they were like committed to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like a method actor. Like it's
Dude, I've literally said this. New York is a place where girls move to try on hats.
Yes.
Like they are just
personalities.
Personality,
too.
like metaphorically, they're trying on hats, and like literally they go and they wear weird hats because they think they're like they're in a movie. They're a movie character. It's fucking nuts.
It's insane.
I was out at
a dive bar in Cambridge, and like there's like a bunch of young kids in there. Like everyone had this like elaborate fucking outfit on.
Yeah.
And I was like, did you have a stylist? Like what the fuck? Everyone's a character, but then you talk to them.
Yeah.
They're empty.
Nothing.
They're shells of human beings.
Vacant.
Dude. Yes.
Vapid.
Yeah.
Just like, so that's like what you're seeing now. And so to like tie it back to Jamie Foxx, it's like, put that dude in fucking like
anything,
a pair of basketball shorts and a t-shirt, and he can still go
it's
crush it at an arena, at a like coffee shop. Host. Doesn't matter. It's like that dynamic personality you're seeing less and less of.
Yeah.
Less and less of, for sure.
Yeah, I would like to see like a talent like that. Jamie Foxx is another guy who's like, he's older, dude. He's been around. He's on fucking In Living Color with Jim Carrey and like.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say, Dave. Like, I'm so glad that you recognize that. Like, because most like people like your age, they really kind of. When I get frustrated with like comics, one of the things I get frustrated about is the fact that they don't know the people that came before them.
I know,
and I get it, right? It's hey, you just don't know, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, but if you're an artist, because I think comedians are artists.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are doing comedy and they're not artists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just doing it because it's a fucking job.
We're pretty fucking like we're barely artists though, dude.
No, we're artists. Then we're not barely artists.
No,
dude.
we're fucking.
Well, let me tell.
Dude.
Well, you say
we are the bottom of the barrel.
No,
dude.
I think we're actually at the top.
I know
because because like if you think about it, like if you start with you have to write, like you have to go up in front of people by yourself. Why the fuck am I keep telling the fucking board
on whiteboards?
Graphic. I'm putting a graphic up there. That's a chalkboard.
I want to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Just to kind of segue into a different topic.
8 inches.
Have you like you ever dated a black chick?
Like boyfriend, girlfriend, or
that's such a nigga answer. I'm trying to tell you.
He's like,
I fuck with her, but I don't really fuck with her and shit. Like,
you're right, dude.
I heard that from a comedian.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, he was like, you answered that question back to me. It was like, I mean, like,
No, yeah, I have.
That's good.
Not like.
That's good.
Yeah,
I love Dave.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I love all people of the earth.
I love it.
I wouldn't even know if I did. I don't even see. How would I know? I don't see color. You know what I mean?
That's good.
How would I even know?
Well, I mean, at nighttime it's kind of hard.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, do you have like a what type of women do you generally kind of go for? What's a Dave Caggiano? I feel like your DMs, dog, with chicks be like fucking crazy.
No.
Come on,
no.
Okay,
definitely not.
That's where you get the chicks. You're humble
out here, dude. If you please light me up. Dude.
No, Dave's a fucking smooth operator on premises, though.
Dude, I'm not.
He is.
You know who I found out? You know how I heard of you first? It wasn't through like comedy first. It was it was through I saw you being reposted by Jamie Lee.
Oh,
Jamie Lee Simmons.
Jamie Lee, yes.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, and then I saw her and I was like, oh, who's this guy? And then I was like, then I followed and I was like, oh, and then I saw you at a show. That's what happened. Yeah. But then I was like, oh, okay. But I'm just like, dude, Dave's like, dude, if I was an agent or manager right now, dude,
tell them that.
Right.
Fucking, we'll see. I feel like nothing's gonna happen, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep trying.
That's such like a comic like answer.
I don't think anything.
That's all you
just
do.
being
it's
realistic.
all you do. That's the biggest thing that stood out to me. Like you and Reardon and like a couple other people. I'm like, these motherfuckers just keep coming back. They just keep coming back, and I fucking admire that. It's like a really
First of all, I want to say great. I'm glad you brought that up. Brought him up. Because like
that's why I'm here.
Yeah, fucking for a lot of reasons. For a lot of reasons too.
Yeah.
I do remember this, and that's also too. I was like, yo, I got to get Dave on a podcast, you know. And I was like, oh, Dave's fucking. Now I was in New York, he's fucking trying to sun me. He's like, hey, fucking,
shut the fuck up.
I'll do it next week, Chase. You know, but no, you never did that. You never did that, by the way. But one of the other things that I was like, I liked about you was the fact that like you was running like you gave me like a lot of chances to perform at shows that you were producing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You was doing shows with Reardon and stuff.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh man, this fucking guy's like.
Yeah, I remember the first time that I saw you. It was like the second or third time I saw you do comedy. It was at Six Gear. It was when Kimbeck ran it. I'm pretty sure. I just went to hang out, and you were like, you like closed it out. I think you like came in late or whatever. You fucking crushed. You're like 15 or 20. It was sick. Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah, and then you're just like doing shows, and like you're just like, hey man, you want to?
I don't like compliments, dude. This makes me uncomfortable.
I know.
All right.
I know.
So I just want you to know.
No, but I want you to know that I still don't give a fuck.
Okay.
And I'm still going to give it to you.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
but
you.
I'll stop.
Okay. Dude, I fucking hate it. Call me a piece of shit, dude. Hurt my feelings. Dude, this is uncomfortable.
You're so like.
I hate this.
I loved. You know what Randy used to be like? Every time I'd be like, "Yo, man, you're great." He's like, "Get the fuck away from me."
Shut the fuck up. You're a pussy, dude.
And that's why you're successful.
And that's why you're successful.
Fucking hate this. No, dude. Yeah.
No, you were doing shows. And do you want to do like produce shows?
I mean, I'm starting a show. Oh yeah, you can fucking promote this. It's gonna be twice a month in the lower. If anyone in New York is listening, twice a month, Lower East Side at 7th Street Comedy on Wednesdays. It's called Laugh Wednesday. Follow us on Instagram and come to some shows. It's gonna be good. We have a show next week on Wednesday. It's Colm Turrell's on it and Chris O'Connor from Stuff Island. And then it's me and some other people. Alan Fitzgerald's on it. Alan's great.
How's he doing?
Jess Levin.
He's doing
Alan's good.
Yeah, he's in New York, right? Yeah.
Dude, it's a matter of time before he's so fucking funny.
Or he's like a real writer.
He's a
good
fucking
comic.
beast, dude.
He's good.
He's a beast.
I've always I've had him on my podcast before. Not this one, but like I used to do a podcast with my boy Randy. Randy Said Blow.
Yeah.
And then he was on it. Yeah. It was he was so funny.
He's so funny.
Yeah, we have to have him on.
Yeah, he's nuts.
And he's smart. Like a lot of people think he just tells fucking these are
I don't even think he knows me, so this is gonna be weird if he sees him just like praising him. But yeah, he's great.
No, he's good.
He's funny.
But that's how comedy is. Sometimes you don't get to meet people.
I know.
And you just be like, yo.
Yeah, he's the man.
Dude, your fucking level of like, I fucking the confidence right now, dude.
What confidence, dude?
I fucking love it, but it's like this Tom Cruise shit. Like it's like, yeah, dude.
You only start standing on the chair.
Well, we're so used to people in Boston where it's just like it's one or the other.
It's one or the other.
They're either in a fucking black hole or they're writing for SNL, they think.
I know.
You know, it's weird.
Bro, it's like, dude, I wish I didn't have any shame. Like, there's a lot of people, if you brought on and you started complimenting them, they'd be like, yeah, I am the shit. Dude, there's a lot, like, I wish I had no shame because it would be way easier. You could, like, you can fake it pretty far in comedy. Like, you can't get, like, that, like, eventually, you know, it shows. But, like, you can fake it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can pretend like you are a fucking Comedy Store regular, even though you're fucking not, and you can put it on your posters. And there's probably 1 or 2 people I'm specifically thinking of, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah,
but like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
We all know.
We all know.
We all know.
That's funny because I was talking
and then people see you on stage and it's like,
and then there it is.
Stop saying you're a headliner when you're not a fucking headliner. Doesn't mean like don't take like headlining, but don't be like, don't be like telling people like I can do an hour or 45 minutes when you have 4 minutes of good material. It sucks.
It just, yeah. And then I tried to like, I got caught in a little kind of like just area of like thinking negatively. Like it was impacting my thought process because I would let it affect me instead of just being like, all right, this is what it is. Like, just let it, like, Jerry Seinfeld he just has a great, I love Jerry Seinfeld because his quotes with comedy are fucking like spot on.
Yeah, he's the king, bro.
He's just legit. And he's just like, bro, he's just like with comedy and just like in life, time rules out the unnecessary.
Yeah, yeah.
So over time, you'll just know, like, hey, they're going to be there or not. Like, time will tell, right? Like, if these people are not.
Yeah.
Louis. Yeah, go ahead. I would say Louis has like the best quote about that, where he's like, comedy is just like waiting in line in the rain, and it's like about who can wait in line the longest. And then eventually, someone in front of you gets out of line, and you move up a spot. And you just keep waiting in line in the rain.
It's everything.
Yeah. That's literally
corporate
everything.
America. Yeah. It's fucking everything.
It's everything, right?
Legit. I've seen people.
Literally everything.
People at this company that I work
with. Dude, it takes you, I'm 4 years in a comedy. It takes you 10 years to even be like
a thing.
A real comic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
I've been doing it 10 years. Yeah. And I'm not like even I just feel like now after 10 years of doing it, I'm just now starting to learn.
Yeah, exactly. Like now you at least know who you are, probably.
I think so. Like, I definitely didn't go to fucking Notre Dame Law School. According to you.
True, you fucking.
According to you.
Yeah, according to the fucking universe, dude.
According to the fact that you didn't go.
Yeah, according to the facts, you didn't go. Dude, you're fucking tapped, bro.
I love it.
It's a treat.
It's a treat?
It's a treat. Because I'll hear him say things and I'll just be like, oh, I want to see where he goes with this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's very funny.
Go down? But then he'll surprise you. That's the thing about Chase is like, he'll say some shit where you're like, you didn't perform with Michael Jackson, Chase. It just didn't. It's impossible. Yeah. And then he'll bring some other shit up and you're like,
yeah, but dude, wait a minute, when you lie that much, like one of them is accidentally true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you just... Like a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
He said some shit about like knowing the mayor or something. And I'm like, you don't know the fucking mayor of this place. And he's like, no, I do.
He's twitching.
And I'm like, fuck, now I feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do.
And then you gaslit me for fucking months and then you're right.
Yeah.
I first of all, I never said that I actually went to this.
I know. It's just...
I just want to spot that.
Yeah, okay.
It's interesting how people react to you when you don't say anything.
Yeah.
I like to test people like that.
Yeah.
Because then you really generally know how they really feel about you.
Yeah.
So I'll just walk in and I'll just be like, yeah, Notre Dame Law School. Let's see how they react to it. You know?
And they go,
sometimes they're like, oh, you went there? That's like a normal reaction. Oh, did you go to?
You know what that shirt is, dude?
It's for a stranger, yes.
For a stranger, for sure, yeah. But like, Dave, right away, Boston fucking love it. You didn't go fucking there.
Because he's like, why aren't you practicing law?
Here's what you do, dude. You go, I'm going to put on this Notre Dame sweatshirt, and then I'm going to just not say anything and see if they think I didn't go there. As if you did go there, and you're like, they're going to doubt me, and I'm going to get them on it. But they're right. What that's like when you know how like when you're in the shower and you have made up arguments with people in your head and you like act it all out and everything, but it never, that's like what you're doing, but like, man, like physically wearing a sweatshirt, you're like,
yeah,
you did bring
up. They don't think I went here. I'll show them, but the truth is that you didn't, and they are right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
But like, but then you go, but they don't know that.
They don't know that.
So it's like Schrodinger's cat, where it's like the box, like if the cat's in the box, but if it's the top's closed, you don't know if it's there or not.
No,
it's quantum physics. It's 50-50. That's what that sweatshirt is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just spot on.
I do. You know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be.
Do I need help?
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I've done something like that similar. I've done something similar recently. Yeah. I was at a casino. Right?
Yeah.
At MGM, I was doing a show out there, and then after the show, I go and I don't know. I know how to play black. I don't gamble. I don't know how to play blackjack at any good level. I don't know how to play poker at any level at all. I don't know how to play poker. But what I was doing, and I was walking around the casino floor. I was walking up to games, like poker games, and going like this, and acting as if I was like watching what's going on, and then I was going, and then I would like walk to the next table.
I do that too.
Dude, I do that shit all the time.
Go, in my head, they think that I know what the fuck's going on, and they're like, oh shit, who's this big dog? He's checking out the game. Nah, he's moving on to the next one. Damn, he must be good. But in reality, I don't even know. I have zero idea.
I do that shit at the gym where in my head, I'm like, you're a retired athlete.
Yeah.
You were injured.
Yeah.
So you can't do most of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can still kind of do the same. The blackjack where you look and you just go down.
No.
And then you go like, when you take your shoulder and you kind of flex it, you're like, still can't really get it.
Yeah, and you do your
It's
like,
psychotic.
you do your like sports warm ups that are like callous in like they're like, oh shit, this kid's like must be legit.
Resistance
but then you just
bands.
like do that and you just like go home. Yeah.
I think
I do a lot. I do that shit a lot.
I think part of that is the reason why I do that.
Yeah.
Is because I spent so much like being like the underdog of proving people wrong.
Yeah.
So it's like now it's like at a point where like I need to like change.
Yeah.
And I'm not changing. Because I'm just like all my life, bro. It's always been like I've never been the guy that like was the first pick.
Yeah.
I've always been the guy like I had to work to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like I think maybe you know what I didn't think I need therapy, but like
yeah,
saying this.
No shit, dude.
I've been saying this.
No
for
shit. You wore a Notre
year.
Dame sweatshirt, hoping that we would think you went to Notre Dame, even though you didn't. But you want us to think you did, and we can't prove that you didn't. So you're right. Is what what goes on in your head? Yeah, you need therapy.
I want to give him applause so bad.
Dude, like that is the thought. Am I right? Like that is the thought process. Isn't that crazy that we do that shit? That's the funniest fucking thing.
It's crazy, right, dog?
That's the funniest thing, dude.
Yeah, dude. I have a friend. My best friend's wife works at this big like hedge fund capital thing. She She gets me the gear all the time, hat, thing.
Yeah.
I'll put the fucking hat on.
Yeah.
Walk up to ComAv Mall. Yeah. Nice. Everyone's and I'm like, a couple people think I work at this hedge fund right now, and I'm like, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Dude, I wear a you. Can I wear another? Can I give you another one?
Yeah. This is so fucking funny. That you like wear merch.
It doesn't represent your personality, so that people think better of you.
That's like a step above what I do. Like I do shit.
That's crazy.
I act in a way like of something I'm not, but you like wear the shit.
I wear it.
Yeah.
There's another thing that I wear that I want people to like always look at it.
Yeah.
It's a USA World Masters boxing team.
Oh, yeah, dude. We went to a Celtics game and so many people.
Exactly.
And then that dude who was like, hey, boxing.
And you were loving
and he's like, I'm doing a documentary on, who's he doing it on?
Yeah, it was like a Marvelous Marvin Hagler or something.
Yeah.
You know, the guy lives in Italy. He's not even in the country. Like, I don't know, like this. But Nick was like, if this guy comes over here, and I'm like, Nick, he's coming over here.
I was going to throttle him.
Dude, and you know that if he talked to Chase would have like talked he talked as if he was like a fucking
like a boxer.
U16 Gold Gloves champion.
I did.
Yeah.
He did,
That's it, though.
That's like the funniest fucking thing.
I was standing. I go, I'm not indulging either.
He
one
walked
of
away.
these
He went to the
people
bathroom.
because
Yeah,
I knew I would be indulging you and this fucking other person.
Yeah.
Nick just left.
That's amazing to do.
And then Nick left thinking like the guy was gonna leave. He was still, and then Nick came from the back bathroom. He's like, "Okay, Chase, we gotta go. Like, I can't be part of this like improv class.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Oh my god, it's the
Improv
funniest thing, dude.
But I think you hit it on the head. I think there's like something there though. Like, I think that's like I don't know if it's like
it is fun. It's fun to do that.
Well, it's interesting like how people. It's just
I like acting like I'm a guy who's card counting at a casino is so fucking funny. Like that's crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't know how to play blackjack. I'll never learn to card count. I'll never put that effort in. But like I can go to a casino and act like a guy that does that.
But then in your head too, when you walk through casinos, you do the thing that I do where I'm like, look at these fucking sickos.
Yeah.
They have a fucking illness. They can't stop.
Yes.
And I'm like, in your mind, you think you're Rain
Man.
Yeah.
But I'm here just like pretending I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking George Clooney in Ocean's 11.
They better watch the chips, man.
Shit too. That shit too. Dude, like it's nuts. It's fucking
talking
nuts.
into your sleeve.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
oh
dude.
my god,
Pit boss is gone.
That's crazy.
I'm like this I'm like looking at a fucking card table. I'm like Just fucking move on to the next one.
I'm gonna. Okay, I did lie one time though about the USA World Boxing.
You got it.
I did lie. Like I was going to Quincy on the Red Line, and it was like this definitely Irish Catholic dude. He definitely was a boxer.
Yeah.
He fought at like Mickey's or some shit, whatever. Like Quincy gym was in there, dude. Yeah. He's like, he goes. Oh, so World Masters boxing, huh? I was like, yeah. Because, you know, the way he said it was like, I already knew he was like fucking like trying to test me. So I had to respond quickly like, yeah. So the louder I got, like I felt like he would believe me. He didn't believe me.
No.
He's like, so where do you train? I was like, San Diego. You know, I was thinking like he would never know like San Diego.
That's good. Yeah.
And he was like, oh, what part of San Diego? I used to live there for 12 years.
You're like, oh, fuck.
I'm like, fuck. Like, all right. So I
like
was like,
Mickey's fucking Mickey's gym on fucking the Ocean shore. Boulevard. Yeah.
I was like, I used to live on Mission Beach, you know.
Is there a Mission Beach?
I think so.
Sounds like it.
That's fucking funny.
I just picked any name of a beach because it's like next to water. So I was like, because it's San Diego. There's got to be a beach somewhere.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah. He's like, I didn't live down that area. You know, it's a little too, those are rich areas. I was like, you know, things are going good.
Yeah. When you're a master's boxer like me. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? Just to kind of like add to what you said, because now it's like I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking tapped.
Yeah, no shit.
But the thing is, it's like, it's not like a crazy tap, like I'm gonna go shoot kids tap.
No.
It's more of like, I think I do it to try to test people to see if they would even like give me the respect if I did this thing.
Yes.
Because like, I think coming from the East Coast, we already have like a very natural way of just being like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, like prove to me like you went there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now I've learned like you can't really judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Because I've seen comedians, bro. I used to walk in comedian like rooms. I used to perform with guys and I would see them and I would just look at them and be like, this fucking guy's not funny. And he would fucking murder.
That's happened a million times.
And I'm just like, I gotta be humble as
fuck. Or people that I meet and I'm like, fuck this guy. He's a fucking loser. And then like, you know, a year later, I'm like good friends with
nice guy.
Yeah. And like, they're the man. I'm like, oh, that's happened so many times.
Oh, really?
So many times. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many times.
I've seen it in like also in like business too, where it's like people just like open their mouth and already like fuck up their opportunities.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just like sitting back and waiting and just like letting it just kind of just happen.
That's definitely from a self-help book or some shit. You're supposed to like be the quietest guy in the room or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
If I can try. It's hard.
It's true though, man.
I know.
I grew up with a Sicilian stepdad, and he was like the pauses.
Yeah.
Of just the stare.
Yeah.
And it's like, someone's got to say something.
Yeah,
and you're a kid. You're like, I'm going to fucking crack.
Yeah.
And then you're fucked. You already told you showed your hands.
Yeah, I know.
I want to ask you something though. I mean, firefighter, your dad was a civil service guy as well. Like, dude, like what made you just be like, who was the funny person in the family? Like, or it was just like, you just kind of were just like, I want to do this. Like when did you just like,
you know, I don't know. I watched Seinfeld growing. I was watching Seinfeld like before I even could understand the jokes. That was like my first intro to like what stand up was. Because and you know he'd have like the stand up clips at like the beginning and the end of the show.
Yeah,
that was sick. So I like loved that growing up. I don't know. I was not like a class. I was funny, but I wasn't like a class clown because I like this is a problem I have. Is like, I respect authority too much.
Respect authority.
Yeah.
You have like you're that guy.
But it's like it can be a negative thing in comedy sometimes. Like that was the problem I had on like Real Ass Podcast. It was fine, but like I have like so much reverence for those guys where it's hard to. Andrew Vickers, we've talked about this. Like I like Andrew. He's the man, but we have a similar problem where like it's hard to be funny if you're like have reverence for someone. It's hard to like bust someone's balls and act like your normal self if like you have too much respect in a way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know, like reverence.
I've been in those rooms. I've been in those rooms before with people.
Yeah.
Well, you're like starstruck.
Yeah, kind of. You're just like, this guy's like because going back to like being a firefighter and stuff, like, dude, I didn't talk. I barely talked for the first like year I was on the job there. Because like I wanted to be a good new guy. Like I don't know anything. Yeah. Shut your mouth and just like watch and learn.
Yeah.
And like the problem is I take that to comedy sometimes, and that's like not a good thing. You know?
Yes and no.
Like it is when you're just hanging out with comedians and stuff, and like they like that, which is good. That's the other thing, dude. Half of comedy, I think, is just like being fucking normal. If you can be a normal person and like have like hold eye contact, you're ahead of like 50% of comedians.
You're ahead of 50%.
It's crazy.
This is why I like to just hang with people and be around people who...
I said this to you the other night, like you were talking about Verzi, and like I know Verzi's a guy that like just gets in does his set, whatever, like, and
Pulvers.
leaves. You're like that type of guy. It's like it's business. Get in, do your thing, chill, you're quiet, like it's whatever. And it's like
normal.
Yeah.
Just normal.
Yeah. Because you come from like an older generation, like the fucking 50s and shit, whatever. But like that's just how it was back then.
It's true. No, not even that. I think before I even became a comic, I learned that before I became a comic.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like my parents and shit.
Yeah.
Like you don't walk into someone's house and just like start saying shit.
Yeah.
Like you read the room first.
Yeah.
But like but in the world of comedy, it's like, no, like come in and say wild shit.
I know, exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, it's okay to like say wild shit.
Yeah. It takes me a while to warm up to people.
I have a certain, like, my friend was like, he's like, you're a little too conservative to be a comedian.
Yeah, that's same.
And I'm like, am I?
I'm not.
But I'm not.
It just takes a while.
But it takes a while for me to be like, get open to like accepting, like, there's things out there that are like, you can like respect and just let people.
Like, I feel like Godfrey's probably a guy like, I mean, he's been doing it so long, but he's probably was always like this, like, can just like walk in and like take over a room. You know what I mean?
Some guys just have like,
so they can just do that.
They can just do that.
Yeah.
Like they just, but the thing is with him, and Nick could probably add more because I met Nick at a show, at a Godfrey show. So we didn't like, I think we met at a Godfrey show first.
I think we met at like 7:30. I saw you at
7:30 Tavern. Yeah. And then he saw me perform with him. Yeah. But like, there's certain guys that just have like that it factor.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's instant.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. A guy like Greg Fitzsimmons.
Yeah.
Comedian Greg Fitzsimmons.
Love him.
Fucking love Greg Fitzsimmons.
Dude, he's the man.
Energy, not like Godfrey.
That guy's such a...
But he's
so underrated. It's
criminal.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
I was listening to him. I mean, he was just on Tim Dillon. I've been a Fitzsimmons fan for a while. He's worked in like radio broadcasts for a long time. Like you can tell. He's so good in conversation and like keeping it going. Like, dude, he's a fucking beast.
He's a workhorse too.
Oh my God.
I remember
writing.
He's a workhorse, man.
Yeah.
He's like I love that guy.
Yeah.
Like
he's
just
special.
I've
never met him. I would love to meet him one day. He's the man.
He's a professional.
Does he drink?
No.
Damn, all these fucking great comics I want to have a beer with. Like, I would love to have a beer with Bobby Kelly. I'd love to have a beer with like Fitzsimmons. None of these guys drink.
Dude, but they came from an era where it's like every fucking day.
They don't have to.
Yeah.
I know.
They don't have to. It's one of those things where it's like,
I know.
I think an underrated aspect of this too is like a lot of those guys I feel like are active listeners. Like they just fucking sit there, and you're the same way, I think, based on what you're saying.
Oh, that's a good point.
You have to listen.
Yeah,
like,
you're a good listener.
I look at like DeStefano, where I'll be like, oh, this guy is just, he has that factor of whatever he wants the room to be, the energy in the room, it's gonna be that.
Yeah.
But I do think there's an element too of like it gets to a certain point where you're like, all right, you have to take in the info.
Yes, that's like. Giannis too.
That's a great point.
Giannis isn't like, but they did their podcast together, and like DeStefano's like the take over the room guy, and so like he's great, he's fucking awesome. But like that type of guy like always like pops bigger or whatever. But like over the long term, like you can listen to Giannis. Giannis has like stuff to say. Fitzsimmons has like stuff to say.
Yeah,
because then they're good listeners, and like you start to appreciate that. You know, that's as important. I think
actively listening is. For me, it's a huge component of not just like being a great comic, but just being like a well-rounded individual
person. Yeah, I agree.
And there's a lot of comics that can't just fucking shut the fuck.
I know. And they're just like always waiting for their they're waiting for you to stop talking so that they can say the thing they want to say.
You can read that pretty well, right?
Yeah, right? It's funny because like when if I'm like dating if I'm like with a girl, no, like if I'm like I also like a girl that. Talks a lot. I hate having to carry. I can like add to a conversation, but I like listening and like
make your points when it's
and like ask a question that leads. Yeah, I need a girl that can like talk. That
can talk.
Yeah,
about
I like that.
anything.
Yeah.
I like to I'll go out with my wife. She's gotten used to it now. But when we first started dating,
you know that, right?
I know. Yeah.
We first started dating. She would just look at me like, because I would say shit like, if you were to rebrand this restaurant, like what would you turn it into?
Yeah.
Or like if you owned a boat, what would the name of your boat be?
Right.
She's like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you need to start knowing.
Yeah.
Because this is all I think about 24/7. This shit that is just like not parallel to what we're having in this experience.
Yes,
so
dude,
you got to be
comedians. That's
and if a girl can like go along with the bit. Like if I say something like kind of crazy and then the girl like adds onto it and goes along, dude, I'm in love with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it doesn't have to be this big grand bit. There's a show you watch Summer House.
No.
There's a comic who's on that show.
Okay.
I think Hannah Burner.
Oh yeah. I know who she is,
yeah. And so the fucking intro to the song is like, living the fast life.
Yeah.
In the Hamptons with the sunrise.
Yeah.
So like you're in my apartment right now. There's nothing about this apartment that's screaming "Living the Fast Life."
Yeah, no.
So she's doing the dishes, just humming the song "Living the Fast Life." So whenever we do something around the apartment, we hum the song "Living the Fast Life."
Yeah.
Fucking doing laundry.
Yeah, you're doing like basic
cleaning
ass
something,
shit,
vacuuming,
mundane shit. Yeah,
living the fast life, baby.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's even that little bit is just like, okay, there's somebody
the
there. There's somebody in there. You know what I mean? It's like gets it.
Yeah, dude. The fucking I went on a date with this girl before I moved. I was kind of seeing this girl, and like she's great. She lives in the North End. She's fucking awesome.
Okay,
she's great, and she's like probably the funniest girl I've ever like been talking to.
Okay,
but the first time we hung out, she was like, "You know who you look like?" She's like, "You look like Anne Frank," and dude. Like I fucking lost it. And I had a podcast the next day. I talked about it. Dude, it was like such a spot on like roast. And like, I was like, dude, that's the funniest fucking thing a girl's ever said.
I remember you posting that shit too.
Yeah.
And I DM'd you. I was like, dude, this is the funniest shit I've seen in a long time.
Fucking killed me. And I was like, dude, forever that girl will have a place in my heart. Cause that's like the fun. And she was always like, she's a girl that's like, if I said something.
Right.
Like, she would like add on to
something.
a bit. It's crazy. It was crazy.
I never like enjoyed a woman who was like didn't have a sense of humor.
Oh, it's the most boring thing. That's why hot girls are like the ideal girl. My ideal girl is like a girl who was like not good looking in high school, so that they had to develop a personality.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, because they had to. They went through that.
Yeah,
you have to have context on the spectrum of life. You have to know what shit is in order to know when you're in like, a nice space and appreciate or like whatever it is, like a person, even with people too.
Yeah.
Speaking of girls, like, what do you think about these like, since we have a few more minutes, like, I want to get your take on this subject.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot more of like these people like around your age, than people like more my age.
Yeah.
These kind of comedians, quote unquote comedians, or like doing like all these like TikTok or OnlyFans. I feel like there's a lot of people like in that range.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? Or do you have a take on it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I get it.
Some guys don't have a take on it, but
my like me 5 years ago would be like, fuck these people, all of them. And I'm still kind of like that. Like, fuck you. Like, you're not a real comic, whatever. But I get it. The thing is, like, you can do all that shit, but just you need to remember, like, you still need to go on stage and be able to murder. Like, that's still the goal at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think, for me at least. And like a lot of these, like, they're working their online thing, and that's great. And that needs to be a component nowadays. And I should be better at. Everyone should be better at that too. Mm-hmm. But you can't neglect like whatever. But a lot of these, I mean, they just call themselves comics and they're not. Mm-hmm. That pisses me off.
Yeah,
that pisses me off. I kind of got into a fight with a girl about this, and she was like an OnlyFans girl. She had a show coming up, and on the show is Jeff Ross and Bill Burr. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's sick. Good for you. I was like,
she got on that bill, huh? Oh.
I was like, are you doing
sets,
open mics and shit? And like doing sets? And she's like, no. And I'm like, that like bothered me to because now you're like disrespecting the thing I love the most, which is comedy. Yeah. It's like, you're going to be in front of those people. Like, you should be doing fucking as many sets as you can going into that show. So you try to fucking murder. And if you don't, then you're not a fucking comic to me.
Well, even before asking that question, you already had the answer.
Yeah.
Because you had to ask that question.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. I had an inkling she wasn't doing comedy.
Makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy that she's not doing that, because she's going to go there.
Right.
With... they're legends. Those people are and you don't even have to appreciate and understand comedy to know their craft.
Right.
She's going to feel like such a fucking asshole.
Yeah, you have to.
And like, I hope she feels that.
Because she's like, I can get butts in the seats because I have this following on this platform. But
it's
like, dude,
she's part of like the email marketing whole thing of like, when you look at an email, like marketing thing, you're like, get the fuck out of my inbox.
Dude,
my favorite thing, that's what she is as a person.
Yeah. Spam.
And this is going to sound whatever, but I do find this a lot with some female comics, that I think a lot of people get into comedy not because they want to be a comedian, because they want like a following and they just want to get like famous. So the best question to ask people is like, who did you watch growing up? And if they can't answer that, they're probably not in this for the right reasons.
For the right reasons.
You know,
Yeah.
if they're like, well, I just like say they're like a 1 year comic. They're like, well, I didn't really start watching comedy until like this year when it's like, oh, well, that's all I've been consuming since I was like in the 6th grade. So
Right.
you're not really in this.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And it goes back to like we were saying before in an early episode where it's like, hey, go ahead and do your thing. You know, we have to respect people doing trying at least.
Yeah.
But like you said, over time you'll see if they're gonna like
Yeah, they won't stick around.
I've seen it go the other way too with some guys or some gals where they're like, oh man, I'm not really like the person I think I am. I gotta really dig in and and they've turned around and they actually did become like really good comics or whatever respected areas that they put their time into.
Right.
But dude, I learned this is why I tell people like when people try to question like my comedy shit, I'm like, bro, I learned English from fucking watching Three's Company.
I know, it's crazy.
Get the fuck out of my face, dude.
Yeah, that's
John Ritter was the first comedian that I ever saw.
Yeah.
People, there's most OnlyFans fucking, they don't even know who John Ritter is.
No.
Like, and I'm just like, how the fuck you don't know John Ritter?
I know.
Or like,
I know. And I'm not the best with like older, like I don't, you know, like I can't
but
tell
you said
like,
Seinfeld. That's not your, like, you know?
Yeah, I know. And like, dude, Dangerfield is like, still holds up. He's like, I think, insanely underrated, but I'm not the best with like I don't know all those like older, like I can't tell you. I never got into like Hicks really, and like Carlin is fine. I've watched Pryor's great. Pryor's like the fucking goat, you know.
Well, Carlin is like, well, Carlin's just not fine. Carlin was like,
he got to the point.
Carlin got to a point where he was like,
he's putting out 20 specials and
dude,
like all, you know what I mean?
Dude, he
like,
lived like 60 years doing comedy.
Yeah,
like it's like
but some of that stuff's not for
it's not for
certain
it's not for us.
people.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
you're a performer. Like I don't
yeah.
consider Carlin like for me is not my top comedians.
No.
But I respect. You know, you respect what someone does.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a great thing about comedy.
like Babe
man.
Ruth.
It's subjective, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think people hang on to the subjectiveness a little too hard.
Yeah.
Just like you know.
Yeah.
There's food that you like that maybe I don't
Exactly.
like.
Yeah.
know,
But you gotta respect. Yeah.
Gotta just respect it.
Yeah, it goes
we
back
like
to what
the
we were
same
saying. It's like
foods.
you can look at a comic and be like, it's not for me, but they're still really good. You know what I mean? They're good at what they do.
Yeah, I've seen it go the other way where it's like it creates like bitterness and it's like it affects the person's like progress.
Dude, now I'll say this, man, like about fucking I want to see like Boston do better than it is right now. Like,
well,
so many fucking good.
That's not
people
gonna
come
happen
out
because
here.
all the good ones are leaving. So that's like
It's set like, dude, Philly, like
yeah,
Philly
but like
right now
there's
is
still.
like,
Mike Binder just put that article out about Boston comedy being like,
yeah, I saw
What is it?
coming
What is
back.
He mentioned Noonan. Yeah. But like I
mentioned-
just want to see like people like making, you know, like this, like doing like good, well produced podcasts and like making sketch show. Like the shit in Philly right now is like that's happening is like great. And like Gillis is like leading the way there. But like
Shane
they're-
Gillis?
yeah,
Yeah, he
like
is?
they're
Okay.
all putting on like out like great stuff, and it's like
you know what other
really
cities like
good.
that too, bro? Austin, Texas. Dude.
I know they're like
They're fucking. I was there recently, like not 2 months ago.
yeah.
Dude, I had a different feeling about it based on what other people were telling me about it.
Yeah.
Fucking like Nikki over there.
fucking hate Austin, but
I
I
didn't-
like what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like I've had mixed. I was thinking about moving there. Then I visited twice, and I was like, It's still like New York is still for me like the best. You know, it's where the better comics are and everything. And it's awesome what they're doing down there. Like it's great.
Yeah.
But I know it's
To your point, I was talking about like how they're
yeah, like
creating.
they're cohesive. Oh yeah,
creating.
Like that's great. And I wish Boston had that. I wish Boston had more like cohesiveness. You know,
It's never been like that.
it's crazy.
It's never been like that.
If it was, like, it would be so good.
It's not as it's not. It's just people are fucking on their own individual journeys, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's like very individualistic.
I know. I wish it wasn't.
And I wish it wasn't.
I wish there was like someone that was like, all right, we're gonna like hunker down and like put out good content and like really all get like really good. You know?
There's a guy who does that. I think does really well. Robert Pooley.
Oh yeah.
Robert Pooley. I feel like he's like a guy who produces shows and
Yeah, good shows.
he
stuff.
creates
Yeah.
like he does like short films.
But I mean like a comic that's
Oh, a
like
comic.
a
Oh, okay.
beast, you know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like is like, you know, like we have like really good comics and everything, but like it's not like Philly. The thing that's happening in Philly right now is like different. It's like special kind of. So it'd be nice to see, because Boston has such a good history.
It does.
You know, and like
They always get like Boston comedians have always get respect.
yeah, you do. Yeah, you.
If you're saying
for
you're a
sure.
Boston comic,
Yeah, dude,
like-
dude, just being in New York, like when I get introduced, it's like, oh, he's a Boston comic, and then it has like a little level of respect. Yeah,
Yeah.
When you go to other places in the country to do comedy, you know, like people pay attention.
I
which is
remember
good.
I went to a show. I did a show in Atlanta with I was with Godfrey,
Yeah.
Atlanta Comedy Theater.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, where you from? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're from Boston. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it was kind of like, oh, y'all got heat up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
not this
and
guy.
we do.
I was like, not this guy. But you're
no, like we do. No, like they're good, dude. Put a lot of our comics against like other, not like New York or like LA or whatever, but
generally
any other city, like we can do real well,
Well, I'm glad that you're like, it seems like you're doing like well. It seems like you're doing great. And I've always, whatever it is that, I can help with you,
Thank you. Yeah. Likewise.
And and I'll definitely will see you down in New York more.
Fuck yeah.
And then if you have any shows, please like plug them now, and
my podcast, Am I Gay? It's with John Psyche, my roommate. It's fun. Talk about a lot of nonsense. Thank you. Yeah.
MIA?
Am I Gay?
Am I gay? That's
Am I Gay, dude. Am I Gay, the podcast, dude. It's fun. It's a fun time.
It's a fun time?
Yeah, it's the shit.
You're gonna book DeStefano like
hopefully.
We'll
start getting some guests soon.
Am I gay?
Yeah.
I would love to do it if you will happen.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
Do you have guests?
We haven't had guests yet. We're only like 7 episodes in or something, so we're gonna wait a little while and then we'll start getting some guests.
Yeah,
it'll be good.
Guys, make sure you check out my guy Dave Caggiano and Am I Gay podcast.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I can already tell it's gonna be the best podcast ever.
Yeah, it's fun.
Just by the name of it.
It's fun.
If you guys want to see me, I'll probably plug this in the beginning of the show. But if you guys didn't hear the beginning of the show plugs, the next show I will be at is April 27th to the 29th. End of the month, I'll be at the Comedy Connection, Providence, Rhode Island. I'll be working with headliner Matt McCusker.
Cusker, baby.
Yeah, so I believe he does a podcast with Shane Gillis, a very great podcast. So I'm looking forward to working with him. Guys, just check out my boy Dave, man. He's going to be coming to a city near you. And I appreciate you, everyone, for listening. Cut to the Chase podcast. We out.